Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bear Cricket Complex in Rydell, Georgia. 2024 Atlanta Open presented by Tarek Real Estate. A high-powered clash for this match first thing in the morning. Atlanta Fire versus Samp Army. Earlier, we had a quick look at the wicket. Let's go to Vinod Mamchan to find out what he thinks about the strip in the middle. So there you have it. The Samp Army winning the toss, choosing to have a bowl. You heard the words there from Stephen Taylor. And Stephen Taylor himself is now in the middle. First delivery that you see there from Keon Joseph, off and running here. The Atlanta Fire being put into bat by the Samp Army. Ryan Walters, I'm happy to be joined right here by Atar Ali Khan. Good morning, Mr. Atar Ali Khan.
Morning, Brian, and good morning, all. Yeah, it is a lovely morning here, and there was no hesitation from Aaron Jones winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. Condition pretty conducive for the bowlers, especially the first few overs. The power play, crucial.
Keon Joseph, the man with the new ball in hand. This is now right to deep bar. Short delivery, pulled into the outfield. A long run for deep backward square leg. Won't go all the way to the boundary, but they'll jog through if we needed to. High-powered clash here to start things off on this Thursday morning, Mr. Atar Ali Khan.
We were expecting some fireworks here because both the teams, remember, have played two matches apiece, and they have 100% winning track record.
Mhm.
So both will be trying to make an early impression here.
It'll be interesting. This is a top of the table clash. High-powered teams, both of them very well stacked. We'll go through some of the individual players shortly. This is Keon Joseph again. Slash, and did he get a tickle on that? Yee, wanting to look at it, don't know that in fact, they're celebrating. Is that given? It was given. So that is, I believe, the first wicket. There's an edge and straight to the keeper. First wicket down.
Yeah, it's a really wide delivery, and don't know what the batter was thinking. Try to chase it, and in the end, just a bit of a tickle and straight to the keeper. It's a pretty decent catch as well. Look how wide that is. Was a little bit low to his right side, but early success for Samp Army. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Pick up an early wicket. Atlanta Fire, 3 for 1.
So now, after Alex, we worked the Atlanta Pirate game yesterday. We talked about the fact that they play one game, a very truncated game because they only had a few runs to chase, and so the game itself lasted for probably less than an hour and a half. Yesterday they struggled in the game. Do you think that some of that lack of match practice might be contributing to a relatively slow start here?
They need to take that out of their head. I mean, yes, the batters have not put their hands up to score runs. They only chased 44 in that first game against St. Louis Americans, and then in the last match against the Smashers, they struggled to cross over in the end, losing 6 wickets to chase 75 odd. But they need to understand that, especially early morning batting, is not going to be easy. It's more of a case of a survival. So they need to survive it and ensure they don't lose too many wickets. If you do, then trouble for Atlanta Fire.
Trouble indeed. This is Mark Parchment who has come to the crease 3 for 1, 1 wicket down. Talk a little bit more about that because they're wet, moist conditions. Maybe the pitch is a little bit tacky, as you heard from the toss report. What do you think the approach should be from these batters?
Take your time. Take your time and don't play any rash shots. Shot selections will be the key because there will be opportunities to score runs. So wait for it.
Oh, sailing through to the keeper at pace. Tell you what, this is a good start. The fast bowler, Keon Joseph, very heavily built, stocky, good strong shoulders, it looks like. Ball zipping through at pace to the keeper.
He's still a little bit too wide for my liking. If I was a skipper, I'd just say I have a few words with him. Get the ball closer to the bat. Yes, he's picked up a wicket, but you got to get it a little bit closer. Look how wide that is again.
This time it's a little bit closer. Fourth stump line into the outside, no run. So one ball remaining here in over number one. A good start for Keon Joseph.
And for Samp Army.
Sam Parmy, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what they wanted to see.
No,
Go and bowl in the good areas and ask questions. Yes, they've managed to pick up a wicket. It's a good start. It's a good start for Samp Army.
Talked about the fact that they had such a straightforward victory in the first game. I'll say more about that after the end of the over. Last ball of the over coming up. Goes through, bounces a second time before it gets to wicket keeper. Sneh Patel. That is the end of one, a successful one for the Samp Army. Scores 3 for 1. So 3 for 1 is your score. Second over to be bowled by Shadley Van Skokvik. USA, let's call him batting all-rounder. Maybe you can argue he's a bowling all-rounder, but good, solid impact player as well. Bowling now to Stephen Taylor. So these are two USA team members matching up against each other. Going back to Atlanta Fire, by virtue of the fact that they won so easily on the first day, they have a huge net run rate advantage. So they are at the top of the table, even though they and Samp Army have the same number of victories, two up and none down. But again, put on the back foot early here for first, from the first over. There's a wicket. This is again Shadley Van Skokvik coming from the northern end of the ground to Stephen Taylor. Leading edge that time trickles into the covers for no run.
Yeah, both the opener bowlers bowled really well, especially in the last match when they had St. Louis Americans bowled out for 86. Yes, it was Keon Joseph who bowled the first over, 3 for 21 in that match. And Shadley Van also very economical in 3 overs that he bowled. He picked up a wicket and gave away only 11 runs. So they're up against some quality bowling here. Atlanta Fire, they need to do something special here.
Around the wicket to Stephen Taylor. Oh, what a great delivery. That's going to get through. Did that get off the edge? He'll get four. Watch for the umpire's signal here. In fact, it's four off the edge, signaling here by umpire Mark Ebanks. So that would have tickled the edge and gone through for four.
Definitely a chance there by Brian Walters. And it looked like a pretty straightforward chance for me. I'll have another look here and the replay. Genuine edge. Yeah. Oh, maybe just a little bit too much. It just moved away
Hmm.
and not close enough. Maybe the slip fielder was standing a little bit wide because it went through the slip and the keeper.
Hmm.
Lovely delivery.
Confident this time. Run out opportunity. Fires at the non-striker's end. I tell you what, Mark Parchment was looking to steal a run. Stephen Taylor not interested. In the end, no run.
These are the things that Atlanta Fire will be hoping that they don't go on to lose more wickets here because as we spoke earlier, the batters have struggled in this tournament so far. Yeah, there's got 2 wins out of 2 matches.
Oh, Shadley Van Skokvik gets this one wrong. Full toss, loopy full toss, struck straight down the ground for six.
Yeah, the skipper on song here, Stephen Taylor. Juicy full toss, and his eyes lit up. It smashed it down the ground, right on the side screen for the maximum.
See this replay coming up here. Shadley Van Skokvik tried to go for the slower delivery, but gets it wrong. Stephen Taylor only too happy to accept that gift. Straight down the ground for six. I suspect you won't see a slow, loopy full toss this time. Staying around the wicket to the left-handed Stephen Taylor has him hopping. Much better delivery. Good length. That ball.
Yeah, back of the length and a bit of a bounce also.
Mhm.
So tucking him for room. As long as you spend time as a batter, this surface will be good for batting. Remember the last time Kingsman X played yesterday. They were 38, but in the first six without losing a wicket.
Off the back foot. Should just be a single. Yes. Jonathan Fu at mid-off. Single to close things out in over number two. Good over, apart from the full toss that went for six. 11 runs came from it. 14 for 1 is your score after two. So Keon Joseph to continue. First over that he bowled went for three, so very good over there. And he took a wicket, so good start with the ball for him. Even though Atar Ali Khan, I think you said a couple of times he wanted to bring that ball a little bit closer to the stumps, wanting to force the new batters to play when the ball is still new.
It's important because if you bowl stump to stump, then you have an opportunity to pick up wickets.
Mhm. Off the back foot, forcing this into the covers, no run.
Such a good looking shot that is from Stephen Taylor for nothing.
Mhm. Yes,
Goes really on the back foot and played that beautifully. Good piece of timing, but straight to the fielder. That's why batters need to, once they get their eye in, so important to pick the gaps up.
Mhm. Bowling over the wicket to the left-handed Stephen Taylor. So that brings in Shadley Van Skalkvik, who is at first slip into play. So keep an eye on that ball that slants across the left-hander. Goes for the pull, misses out on that. There's a man in the deep at square leg. He'll want to watch that. That ball.
Is look to play a little bit more aggressively. Stephen Taylor, just on a slower side, the ball not coming on to the bat because it can hold up because of the conditions, the early dew, so much dew when we come early in the morning,
Mhm.
and it does takes an effect on the surface. So you got to be spot on in terms of the shot that you intend to play, especially when the ball is doing a little bit in favor of the bowler.
Bang on target this time, making the batters play, which is what you want. Three dot balls to start over number three.
Yeah, that's how you create the pressure. John Joseph was excellent in the previous match when he picked up 3 for 17. And once again, he's on target. Bang on target.
Mm.
All right on stumps. You know, it's the back of the length, a hint of a movement coming into the left hander.
Just from the few deliveries that we've seen, even though he took a wicket with the to the right-handed Rajdeep Darbar, it almost seems like he's bowling a better line to the lefty than to the righties. Next ball is Stephen Taylor. Off the back foot four. Standing tall and punching that through extra cover. Outfield is slow, but it will get to the boundary for four.
He's a free flowing batter, Stephen Taylor, and you can see the aggressive mindset that he has. Well, again, a lovely looking shot of the foot, this time through the covers. Wow, what a shot.
Absolutely brilliantly timed. Stephen Taylor is a powerful stroke maker. He stood next to him. He's a big man and very athletic, despite, I don't want to say despite his size. That sounds like I'm being pejorative, but he's very athletic and very strong. And so that punch off the back foot is one of his signature shots. Slash and a miss. Dot ball.
It's important for the skipper himself because he's in the middle and he knows that what the ball is doing. At times it might be slow off the wicket, but he's got a bit of a start here. 16 of 12. He smashed one down the ground for a six. Played a couple of good shots on the offside of the back foot. So he needs to ensure that he stays on. Once you have this kind of a start, then if he can just hang on and play a long innings, it can be really good, not just for himself, but also for Atlanta Fire.
Last delivery over number three. A bit of a maybe sponge bounce that time, missing the cut. That's a dot ball. So five dot balls and a boundary in that over. Good one overall. 4 runs coming from it. Score after threes, 18 for one.
Yeah, that was width off, huh?
So again, 18 for one after three. Mentioned earlier about the matchups in Group A. Atlanta Fire is at the top of the table. Samp Army number two, both on 4 points, but the net run rate for the Atlanta Fire, based on that tremendous victory they had the first day, 5.79. That is a tremendous net run rate. And even though the Samp Army also have been dominant, their net run rate is 3.75. So by virtue of that, Atlanta Fire is the higher ranked team as of right now. Lost a wicket early, but Stephen Taylor and Mark Parchment are both trying to rebuild things here. This is Shadley Van Skokvik back into the attack for his second over. Whoa. Good pace of delivery. Well played in the end by Mark Parchment, dropping the wrist, keeping everything out of trouble.
A bit of a surprise factor if you can look at his reaction. Again, that extra bounce. He's rolling the fingers over. That's not a bad idea, especially early on, to see how can you really put a little bit of doubt on the batter's mind.
It's a good point this time. That is the tall left arm orthodox spinner, Rajnanan. You'll see him later on. How do you think spin is going to play on this wicket?
Well, I think spin will play a big part here because all the matches that has been played here, spinners have played a very good part. Yeah, provided they need to bowl in the right areas.
Mhm.
If they don't, then runs are on offer.
Down the ground, and that's going to go all the way for six, is it? Yep. Lovely strike straight down the ground. Maybe Shadley Ben Scott be getting this one a little too full. Straight down the ground for six.
Well, Mark Barchman opens the account with a lovely shot down the ground. It's gone the distance. We've already seen a six from the skipper. This time it's the right hander. Uh, Taking his time, but that is a terrific hit. Picking up the length so very quickly and he smash it down the ground. They're both now batters looking good.
So you're obviously still inside the power play. Field isn't deep or square and behind the square. So you want to be a little bit shorter than that. Whipping it away into that fielder deep square leg. So that's more the delivery you expect inside the power play with a man in the deep.
Yeah, he's got only one deep square leg, and once you start to bowl short pitch deliveries to the batters, especially to the right hander we've seen, he can still pick up gaps because there's a huge gap
Mhm.
between the mid wicket fielder and also deep square leg. So important for both the batters to try to pick up the gaps. Well, it's good going. Yes, they lost an early wicket, Atlanta Fire, but since then both the batters are looking pretty comfortable.
Certainly looking comfortable. Partnership worth 22. Oh, lovely shot by Stephen Taylor. High front arm that's running away down the ground. That's almost a better shot than the six that he hit down the ground.
Again, really good piece of batting here. What he's done here is once he sees the ball is pitched up, he's not playing along the ground. What he's doing is he's hitting it over the top of the infield. There you go.
Mm,
And it's a nice follow through also. I thought he didn't middle it, but still enough on the bat to get it across the boundary ropes. So another very good shot down the ground.
absolutely. Last delivery of the over around the wicket to Stephen Taylor. Played back down the ground. Maybe a couple more runs here. In fact, that's going to run away for four more. So lovely batting by the captain. Takes 15 runs from Shadley Van Skalkvik's second over. Score after four is 33 for one.
Oh, no, that's a shot of the day for me. Look
Oh,
at that. Stand and deliver on the onside. There was a fielder at mid on, and he had no chance whatsoever. Great piece of timing. Another boundary to finish the over. It's 33 for 1.
so earlier you saw Vinod Mamchan with the pitch report. Mamchan's heart is going to be beating just a little bit faster now because the man with the ball in hand is Liam Mamchan. And Mamchan, good pace bowler, stockily built. I would give him about 6'1" or so. Sharp, coming off an injury, he's been injured over the last year or so, but now coming back into full form. And he's thrown in here at the danger end because you're still inside the power play. 2 overs remaining. And so his job now is just going to be to keep it thereabouts, short of length on off stump, and see what he can get done here with Mark Parchment. Hammered away into the deep. There's a man out there. Did he take that catch? No, it was put down. But his Rajnanan on the deep mid wicket boundary could have had a wicket his first ball.
Yeah, dropped. Not an easy chance. Once he pulled that away, it looked like he was in business, but it just died down. A little bit better effort in the D would have fetched him his first wicket or the very first delivery in his very first over.
Oh, boy. Hearts were in our mouths there because he was hit that cleanly, but straight toward that fielder in the deep. So a single from the very first ball very much could have been a wicket. Now the left-hander Stephen Taylor on strike, bowling around the wicket to Stephen Taylor. Watch the man at deep mid wicket on for the left-hander because Stephen Taylor is very strong in that area. Good delivery, bang on target. Rolling stop by mid on that time. That's Keon Joseph. No run.
Nicely played. Right behind the line of the ball and presenting the full face of the bat. And that has been the key feature of his batting, Stephen Taylor. The number of boundaries that is picked up is down the ground, trying to play in the V.
Mhm.
And that's what you expect, especially from the top order.
Ooh, misses out on the pull here. That one not quite bouncing as much as he was expecting, Stephen Taylor.
Pace of the ball, pace of the ball. That's a good delivery, knowing that both the batters, especially Stephen Taylor, is in an attacking mood. So not a bad idea to take the pace of the ball. He didn't pick that one up. It's clever, clever piece of bowling from Liam.
So halfway through the over, one run conceded, but he has to finish strong here. Well bowled, bang on target. They'll sneak a single, underhanded throw, not able to get anything on it. So they'll sneak a single, but good over on the way here for Liam Mamchan.
That's a good delivery. It's a good Yorker. And nicely dug out because it was on target. It was on stumps. Was it close enough? I know what the bowler is attempting to bowl the Yorker. Yeah, made a bit of an inside edge also.
Mhm.
Yeah, Derek Edward could have been interesting, but in the end, just a single.
So last two balls coming up here in over number five, Liam Mamchan. A couple of runs in his first four balls. Should have had a wicket the very first delivery that he bowled, but here he is again down the ground, but straight to mid on. Solid strike, but no run.
That's one of the areas where the batters will need to take a bit of a more advantage because it was there. That should have been put away. So it's got away with that. And you've already seen how the batters, both the batters, not just one, both the batters are looking to pick up boundaries. Reason? You can see the long on now being put back. From mid on to long on, the fielder goes back.
Final delivery for over number five. Here toward us, that's going to go all the way for six. Clean strike over the top of extra cover. Good shot, maybe just a touch too full and too wide from Liam Mamchan. And Mark Parchment cashes in for six.
Well, I can tell you one thing: the pitch is really good for batting, as far as I'm concerned. Have a look at that shot, clean as a whistle. Has gone and done some serious damage. Has gone for the maximum. That is a lovely shot to finish the over. Atlanta Fire 41 for one after five. Well, it's just a one. No, but that drop catch. That's cricket, isn't it?
Well, we mentioned him earlier. Rajnanan put that catch down. Wasn't not an easy catch at deep mid wicket from the first ball of Liam Mamchan's over, but he's now going to be coming into the attack to bowl the last over of the power play. Left arm orthodox. Interesting matchup here to the left-handed Stephen Taylor.
It's a very good start. It's an excellent start. Just the kind of start that Atlanta Fire would have hoped for. They knew that after losing the toss, they would go in and need to bat first. But that aggressive nature of batting has taken them to 41 in no time. And I think this is a wonderful start. And they need to cash in and put out a really big total here.
Well, the platform is certainly set. An early wicket, but the partnership now worth 30 hits. into now over number six. Good start. Captain 25 from 18. Mark Parchment. Oh, Captain whipping this away down the leg side for four. Maybe two straight from around the wicket. Captain helps himself to four runs.
Yeah, great hand and eye coordination here. He's not missing out. I think it can turn out to be a very special innings, and the way he has batted Steven Taylor, my word, another one goes to the boundary. Yeah, again picking the length so very quickly,
Mhm.
and then hitting it nearly a six, but a four in the end. So six in the previous over of the last delivery, and four in the first delivery of this over. Yeah, turning out to be a great start for Atlanta Fire.
Oh my goodness. Staying around the wicket, Rajnanan. Down the ground. Four more. Stand and deliver stuff.
Well, they're dealing in boundaries here. That is a top shot. Again, down the ground, full and straight. Says, thank you very much. I'll whip it away for another boundary. He's dealing in boundaries now. Five fours and a six to Steven Taylor in his innings of 33.
Oh my goodness. That was beautifully struck. Straight down the ground. One of the most elegant shots that you'll ever see.
Six fours. Correction.
Absolutely dealing in boundaries. That's well bowled. And they'll steal a single here. Wait to see what the indication is here from umpire Mark Ebanks. Oh, inside edge. So that, by the way, brings up to 50. So 50 on the board. Early wicket, but they put together a good partnership here, this pair.
That's absolutely brilliant. And that's exactly what you want to see from your teammates. Okay, fine, you lose an early wicket, but you go in and you're still staying positive. They're looking pretty focused. And mind you, the number of boundaries that they've picked is very good. Six fours and three sixes already in this innings.
Quicker delivery, no run there. I think they took your advice because you said, yes, you want to be careful. So keep it in the V, no slogging. But if the ball is there to be hit, you cash in. And I think that's exactly what they've done so far. Off the back foot. They pinch a single here. It's going to be close. Stephen Taylor on his horse. He gets there. Another single, 10 runs from the over already, one ball to come.
Yeah, Kingsman X yesterday batted first and they managed to score 38 in the first 6 overs. At the end of the 10th over, they were 79 for one. The key was they had wickets in hand. So if they could smash in the last 10, 115 runs.
Wow.
In the end, 38 for none in six. In the end, 194 on this same surface.
Wow. Feel. Thinking about it, but no. So, a dot ball, an important dot ball. Good comeback also from Rajnaran. Two fours to start the over, but that's the end of over number six. Power play is done and dusted. And the score is 51 for one. So Liam Mamchan to continue. 8 runs came from his first over. A good over that was spoiled from the very last delivery that was put away for six. Continuing to bowl now to Mark Parchment. 15 from 12. The partnership with Stephen Taylor now worth 48. It's a brilliant partnership. They came together after the third delivery of this innings. And a good start here for the Atlanta Fire. Hit off the back foot. Deep third was not in position. It's running away down the hill and it goes all the way for four.
Just a touch wide, but what a lovely shot this is from Mark. That is a very good shot from Parchment. Deft touch, knowing exactly where the fielders are. So he just opens the face of the bat and he plays it late. A very good, really good deft touch and a boundary. Again, a good start to the over. Again, a boundary of the very first delivery.
So that puts the bowler on the back foot. And then Mamchan, of course, is going to be thinking, how do I pull things back here? Wrapping him on the pad. I don't believe that there was any bat in that. That will be confirmed shortly. And there's a signal from umpire Noor Udin. First leg by of the day.
I reckon he's got away with that because he was eyeing to play it on the onside, which was full, and he completely misses it and wraps him on the pad. Not the right line. That's the reason why we've seen the skipper all of a sudden have a quick word with the bowler,
Hmm.
just to make sure they keep it nice and straight. Don't allow the batters to free their arms. That's what they've been doing. Given opportunities to batters to pick up boundaries.
Stephen Taylor going down the ground again. This time there's coverage. You're outside of the power play, so you can play down the ground as long as he keeps it down. No problem there. Single from the third ball of over number 7.
It's not only about hitting boundaries, Brian. It's also about making sure that whenever there's an opportunity, pinch a single, not to try to hit every ball for a boundary. And there is the combination of left and right hand. So remember, the bowler needs to change his line and length the moment they cross over for a single.
Hmm. With delivery. That length, I think, is the one that asked the most questions of Parchment. Anything too full, you saw the last ball of his first over go for 6 because it was too full. This length is the one I think
You know,
he wants to bowl.
back of the length on top of the off stump
Mhm.
will be the key. What as a bowler, it's not easy because the batters are willing to take a few chances. Maybe you shimmy down the wicket, exposing their stumps. So they'll try to do something different here. But at the moment, they don't really have to do anything different because they're picking up runs at a good pace.
Working this off the legs, deep mid or deep backward square leg in position. That's Shadley Van Skalkovic. So a good comeback so far for Liam Mamchan. First ball went for 4, but just 2 singles and a leg by since then. Needs to close out strong here. 7 runs from the over so far.
Yeah, important because he was tucking the batter up in
Mhm.
that previous delivery. But now he has to deal with the left-hander because they've picked up a single. He wants the fielder at long off, or maybe not. He's throwing a ball which has just come across. So there is a fielder at long off.
Here's the all important last ball over number 7. Full toss, drill down the ground. He may have just overpitched this one again. End up bowling a low full toss. Stephen Taylor is not going to miss out on that. Straight down the ground for 4. The score after 7 is 62 for 1.
Four of the first delivery of this over, and four in the last ball of this over. That's a good over. Again, a very good over. 62 for one after 7.
So, Mr. Arthur Ali Khan, last ball of the over. How key is it for you to land that last ball exactly in the place that you need to land it so that you don't, the batters don't cash in on that last ball?
Well, if you don't do it, then you're asking for trouble. It is important.
Mm.
What about this partnership? What about this partnership now? 59 of just 39 deliveries. It's turning out to be a really good partnership for Atlanta Fire.
Rajnanan to continue. Play it back to the ball. Oh, spectators catch that ball for the first ball of over number 8.
Yeah, Samp Army need to find someone to dry up the runs, put a little bit of pressure, and you can do that by bowling dot deliveries. So he started well in this over. Couple of dots to start the over.
Down the ground, and it's going to be too straight for the fielder at long on. Good strike by Mark Parchment for four more.
Well, it's turning out to be a great pitch for batting, I can tell you that. And Aaron Jones must be hoping that what did I take the wrong decision of electing to field first after winning the toss? Because if you look at the way Atlanta Fire has batted so far, they're dealing in boundaries, I can tell you that.
Oh my goodness, nine fours and three sixes so far. Excellent batting from this pair. The partnership now worth 63. Down the ground, that's going to be at least four, or is it six? Went all the way for six. Solid strike down the ground. Mark Parchment now warming up. And the runs continue to flow here at Arlecan.
That is a lovely shot. That is a beautiful shot. You remember he started with two dots, and we are talking about how to create pressure. Well, releasing the pressure by picking up not just the boundary, but I immediately after picking up a boundary, he hits one down the ground for another maximum. That is superb batting. Both getting into a really good gear to take their side to a good total. What a start! They're 72 in no time in 7.4 overs.
Oh my goodness. So the run rate is 9.39. It's played. Oh, good stop at short mid wicket. So after that dot ball, the run rate is now 9.19. That still projects to a score of 184. 184 is a challenging score on this wicket. But remember that it will be easier for batting second, you would think. Played off the back, but no run there. In fact, I won't say that definitively. What do you think? Is it easier to bat second in this match? Okay. End of the over. I want to hear your thoughts after this. 72 for 1 is the score after 8. So interesting. Jonathan Fu, man, who is the ultimate all-rounder. He's a wicket keeper, he's a batter, and he's now going to be giving you a little bit of spin, bowling to Stephen Taylor. 72 runs on the board. And so, Mr. Atali Khan, easier to bat first or second on this pitch.
Well, so as far as I'm concerned, if having a look at the surface for this first 8 overs, I reckon this is a very good batting track.
Hmm. Stephen Taylor over extra cover. Work to do for the fielder from long off, and they'll come back for a second.
So it's important for Atlanta Fire to realize that once you've gone in to score the runs that quickly, then you need to eye to get as many as possible because batting will be good even in the second time around
Hmm.
because of the surface. But it's always the scoreboard pressure.
Yep. Great delivery, goes past the outside edge.
Once Atlanta Fire, if they can manage to score maybe 180, 190 or close to 200, if it's possible, then the opposition team will have that scoreboard pressure, and that's exactly what they need to apply. Lovely delivery, beautifully bowled. There you go, the spin, turn, grip.
Oh, unplayable. Great deliveries. So three good deliveries to start with here by Jonathan Fu. Just two runs conceded from his over so far. Got three dot balls on the trot now. So for the moment, spin is working the way you want it to.
Yeah, I think spinners can play a part, but they need to land it on the right direction, the right line and length.
Heel. Are Nur Ahmed or Nuruddin having a good look, but then deciding that this is missing. What do you think there?
Close, close, very close call because it zipped through. It's a bit on the quicker side. It's short. Ooh.
Maybe just missing leg stump from that replay. But yet another dot ball. So last ball of the over. How does he close this over? Excellent. Excellent over. Two runs coming from it. Jonathan Fu calms things down for the time being. Just 2 runs from over number 9. The score is 7-4 for one. So 74 for one. First wicket fell 3 deliveries into this innings, but since then, Mark Parchment and Stephen Taylor have put on a 71 run partnership. Huge partnership in the context of this game.
Well, they've laid this solid foundation here, and if not both, but one of them have to play till the try to bat till the very end because a well set batter can be a dangerous option for the opposition. Both looking very set, picking up boundaries, also playing some lovely shots.
Off the back foot, that's a good looking shot in the deep. They'll get a couple of runs here. Left arm orthodox being brought into the attack. A few left arm orthodox options because you have Rajnanan, you also have Chen Paul Hemorrhage, who is not yet bowled. And this bowler, we'll get him as soon as we can because his jersey number doesn't appear on our sheet. But left arm orthodox, and we're one delivery into over number 10. Jaidev Patel, there it is right there. Okay, so Jaidev Patel, good delivery, played back to the bowler himself for no run.
Yeah, nice and full and straight. That's well bowled.
Huge hit over extra cover. How far does it get? In fact, it didn't go as far as I initially thought it would. That is returned by Shadley Van Skalvik. Just a single.
Yeah, he was eyeing to play it a little bit of on top of the cover fielder, just opening the face of the bat. Didn't time it, but he still managed to pick up a single. Look at it. The idea was to hit it in that gap, not enough on the bat.
Mhm.
So again, a good delivery.
Well, this will be interesting. The left arm orthodox to the left hand hitting Stephen Taylor, who is well set, 41 from 30. Good looking shot. And what I like about this approach, Stephen Taylor can be very, very aggressive, but he's choosing to keep it on the ground for the time being.
Yeah, you gotta have a close look at the because it's a new bowler.
Mhm.
You don't want to take too many chances because you don't want to rule the fact that you took a chance and you got out. At this stage, you don't want to throw your wicket away. Just bat as long as possible.
Quicker delivery here. Aaron Jones at first slip. Might be interested. In fact, right after that delivery, he takes himself out of slip. So interesting. Going into the last ball of the over here.
There's a bit of a pressure.
Mhm. Sliced away. That man running back, that Liam Mamchan. After it, sliding attempt. Did he pull it back? I think they're signaling 4. We'll wait to see what the official signal is here. And there's the signal from the umpire. It did go away for 4. So unfortunately, 4, the Samp Army, that one went away for 4. So 4 ends things here in over number 10. And that is after 10, 82 for 1.
Can you write down score after the 15th?
Or this is going to be Jonathan Fu continuing. Stephen Taylor hammers it straight through the hands of the fielder at extra cover. It was hammered hard, but probably should have been taken. And I think Rajnanan will be disappointed with that. Mr. Vinod Mamchan, good afternoon or good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, second one that Raj has put down this morning. And must say the first one was a bit more difficult than that one. And Jonathan Fu would not be too happy with that, as well as Samp Army. I think they need to get that breakthrough this morning, and it's so necessary at this point in time to stop the flow of runs.
Huge swing and a miss, and he loses his middle stump. So Mark Parchment eyes lit up and wanted a big shot over mid wicket, misses a straight delivery, and the second wicket goes. 80-run partnership has been broken, 83 for two.
Yeah, I mean, Samp Army will take it a bit too late though, but they will take it still. As you can see, a beautiful side there, the middle stump, rock back. And that's holding that one back a bit, Jonathan Poe. And it pays dividends for him. And it's Sampami taking their second wicket. The only thing they can do from this point onwards here, Bran, is to look to take wickets to continue to break momentum.
Now, you certainly want to keep taking wickets. You're down to the last 58 balls of the innings. But the Atlanta Fire have put themselves in a good position here. A big partnership that was just broken, but Stephen Taylor is still at the other end. He has 43 from 32, 7-4. 7-4 is in the sixth. And with the new batter coming in now, Rohit Kumar Paudel, he's a good batter, and I think they'll want to start pressing home the advantage from here.
Yeah, definitely. Before he settles, they'll want to remove him, but still the ever-present danger is Stephen Taylor.
Mm.
And he remains out there. He looks in and find Fettel for the trio of just 32 deliveries, as you said before. And Patel, though, Jaidev Patel, his last over just 8 runs, backing up the work of Jonathan Four in the first over. And then Jonathan coming back in the second over, he continues to do well.
Oh, look at that. First delivery looking to play the paddle sweep. Did that come off of anything? They'll get a couple of runs. Let's see what the call is from umpire Noor Udin. These are just buys. Interesting. So would that have passed over the leg stump, you know?
Let's have a look at that. I think our director.
That's what you saw Jonathan Fu indicating there that that would have just passed over the leg stump, almost kissed the leg bail, if you will. More conventional this time. Pushed into that gap at mid wicket, and that's all they'll get.
Well, what we saw yesterday, I know you have been doing the matches on field number two.
Hmm.
On the main ground, what we saw yesterday, the ball was turning square.
Mm.
And once you take pace off the ball, you give it that opportunity to grip. And once it grips, you'll get the turn, of course. And I think the slow bowlers could well come into effect here.
So one element though is that the Samp Army has good slow bowlers, but you have several left arm orthodox bowlers. Chandrapal Hemraj, we saw Rajnanan earlier, and then Jaidev Patel. But Stephen Taylor being at the wicket to some extent neutralizes the effectiveness of the left arm orthodox bowlers.
This is why Pooh, who is we will consider a part-time bowler, that I'm probably hitting him just outside the leg stump. We'll wait to see that. And only a single. Let's have a look at that.
Oh, is that an outside edge?
I'm looking at where his right leg is planted. I could have still seen the leg stump.
Mhm,
So I think it probably struck him outside the line. You'll consider Jonathan Fu a part-time bowler,
mhm.
but the reason he's in there is because Taylor is on strike.
Yes. Last ball over number 11. Very full Yorker length. Defended back to the bowler.
Uh,
Tumbling save by Jonathan Funo run.
he's,
5 runs from the over.
he sees the funny side of that effort, but he's done brilliantly. 2 overs, 1 for 5.
My goodness, you'll take that from your part. You'll take that from your full-time ball.
Just take that every day and twice on a Sunday.
So, end of over 11, 87 for two.
Sampami making one change. Snare Patel coming in. Snare. Wicket keeping today. Again, Snare Patel is a left arm orthodox. Yeah, Jonathan Fu, who's also part-time wicket keeper, wicket
Mhm.
keeping in the first two games for them as well. There's Santa.
There goes Stephen Taylor. Oh my goodness. Clears the field, clears the fence. Six over long on.
Bad delivery in the zone, so to speak. There was a shot of Santa walking, and then Stephen Taylor thought that Santa brought a present. And that was the present. 6 runs.
Oh my goodness. So Stephen Taylor, by the way, that shot brings up Stephen Taylor's 50. Very well played. 50 for Stephen Taylor. 50 from 34 balls, seven fours, and two sixes, the second of which you just saw.
A lovely player, isn't he, Stephen? When in full flow. It's beautiful to look at.
Oh my goodness. And the thing is, the platform is now well and truly set. You are at 93 for two, one delivery into over number 12. The run rate, 8.33. That projects to 167. But with 8 wickets in hand and only another 53 balls to go, you would think that they would up that run rate based on where they are now.
I think Stephen is ready just for that, and Jaidev Patel is helping by bowling deliveries that are length balls. As you can see there again, he was easily able to come back. He did pull it probably an inch or two there,
Mhm.
Ran. He's learning fast, is he?
Well, the lesson is don't bowl it to Stephen Taylor in the slot on his leg stump.
And when he's on the go, don't bowl to him at all.
That's all. Exactly. Well, I think he'll prefer bowling to the right-handed Rohit Kumar Paudel, and the amount of turn will be away from Paudel, so he's going to have to be careful here. Play into the leg side, probably just a
The
touch too
line,
straight.
yeah, the line all wrong there on that occasion. Don't think he will mind as Nasir Khan feels. I don't think he will mind giving the single.
Well, the single does get Stephen Taylor back on strike, and you have much less margin for error with Stephen Taylor. He's a big man, he's a long reach, and you already talked about his power game. Full toss, he may have gotten away with that. Oh my goodness. A low full toss that I think surprised Stephen Taylor.
I think he
Could
had
have,
pace as well.
yes, yes, it did. Wow.
Lost his shape.
Well, see his reaction right now. He's frustrated at the fact that he missed out on that. And toward deep extra cover, Shadlib and Skulkpick will do the cleanup work there. And just a single. So good comeback. Four singles after that six.
Yeah, we're still 96 for two. They'll be very happy with that at this point. After losing a wicket to Keon Joseph in the very first over. And then in over number, I think it was over numbers 5 or 6, was it? Over number 5. First delivery ball by Liam Mamcha, and there was another chance of getting a wicket. That might have changed things up a bit had that catch been taken, because you saw an 80-run partnership between Parchment and, of course, Stephen Taylor.
Hmm.
End of the over, 97 for two. Well, there was action on Brian's ground. They can't keep him out of ground number two. Where's Shah Faisal? Keep a close eye on him. Pakistan is not doing too well.
Shah Faisal, I think, will be staying away from all commentary today. Yes, we are here covering this tournament, the Atlanta Open 2024. If you're a cricket fan and see what's going on in Pakistan right now, you'll understand why this team Shah Faisal is keeping a very low profile
Yes.
today.
Walked into the ground very sheepishly. That's a turn we spoke of, Brian.
Yes.
Massive turn there.
I'll tell you what, this is good work from Jonathan Fu, as you mentioned. He's a part-time bowler, but 2.1 overs, 1 for 6 are his figures so far. This is excellent.
Yep. Take nothing away from Fu. He's still putting the ball in the right areas. He's thinking. As a young player back in Guyana, he is always seen as one with leadership qualities. Oh, it's a beautiful
Oh,
delivery.
that line, look at this. Fisden push this one through. Look at that ball grip and turn. Oh, this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely stuff from Jonathan Fu.
Again, Stephen is looking at the pitch as if to say it has moved.
Oh, he is making this ball talk. That replay tells you the whole story.
Stephen needs to adjust. He needs to play very late.
Whipped away into the deep. That is going to be Keon Joseph. Just a single.
Well, I don't know if you were forewarned by a good friend Atali Khan, but there's a line on the field that I think it was put there for the LPPL, which took
Mhm.
place about 2 weeks ago. That's not the boundary. The boundary is really on that. Some players have gotten confused.
I would imagine reverse sweep. That's going to be Liam Bamchan. Point cleans up. Should just be a single there.
Your buddy.
My goodness. So one ball remaining here and over number 13. In fact, no, the 100 is up with that single. Stephen Taylor on the back foot, empowering it away over square leg for six.
Bad delivery, too short there from Jonathan Fu after an excellent over. He had conceded at that point just 8 runs of his 17 deliveries. Oh, look at that. Brian Walters would have murdered
Told me in my prime, sometime in the Reagan administration.
that.
6 runs come from that last ball. 106.2 is your score after 13.
Beautiful shot of the Atlanta Fire set up there at the moment. No one under the umbrellas. Where's Hassan Tariq? He did say this morning, I posted a photo with the caption, "Whole Georgia morning." And he responded by saying, "It's going to warm up with the fire."
Right.
At this point in time, he's not wrong.
He's absolutely not wrong. In the air, couple of bounces. Keon Joseph after it. And get a couple of runs here. So you're getting now down to the back end of the innings. 41 balls remaining, one away for two.
Bit of a top edge, but effective. Gets two. Jaidev, his 2 overs 20. As Brian was saying earlier on, he'd be more comfortable bowling against the right-handed Kumar. But I think the mistake that Jaidev Patel is making here, Brian, is that he's trying to bowl too quickly. He's pushing it through too quickly on this track. You need to take a page out of the book of Jonathan Fu and hold it up, loop it. Just hold it up a bit. Take the piece off. Again, look at that.
Stephen Taylor lofts this into a different zip code.
Well, that went all the way to Montego Bay. Look at that. And again, Brian, just as we were saying, he's pulling medium pace. Look at that. It's can't bowl that to Steven. That's Aki and Salt. But
We're breaking out all the Jamaican references here, Vinod Mamchan.
can't do that. The big on the 19 batsman, Kyle Ramdo, has a lot of work to do there
Uh,
with wicket.
Stephen Taylor up to 65. Oh, huge swipe and a miss.
And he's got him. He's
He got
bowled
him. I
him.
missed that. My apologies. He's bowled him. So Stephen Taylor looking to repeat that shot to Montego Bay and
Yep.
misses out on this one. He cleans up Stephen Taylor. Jaidev Patel gets the last laugh. 115 for three.
65 or 42, you'll take that any day. 4 6s and 7 4s. Brilliant. And Steven Taylor continues to be a marquee player here in America.
Oh my goodness. But does the fall of that wicket offer a slight door left open for the Samp Army to crawl through?
Well, the great Jeff Boycott always says you add 2 wickets to your present situation and you understand where you are.
Hmm.
So if they can get wickets here now, another wicket here or two, all of a sudden Sam will be back. Speaking about Jeffrey Boycott, yesterday when Shah Faisal was on, a very dear friend who I think he's flying in tomorrow, Lenny Archibald,
Mhm.
was on a line. He was messaging us, and we were speaking about Lenny's batting. He always posts these batting clips on social media. The Christmas morning knock,
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
New Year's knock, the Boxing Day knock. And I said at the point in time that when you compare and you look at the way Lenny Archibald bats,
Uh-huh.
it makes Jeffrey Boycott looks like a master blaster. I also said, Brian, at that time, well, Sean Faisal said he would have done well in what is called garage cricket
Garage cricket.
in Pakistan. And I said at the point
Uh,
that after this delivery, I'll give you that, Brian. You will love it. Here is Patel again, slowing it up, learning. Well done, my Jonesy there, and that's the delivery to go. And I said that Lenny Archibald, you can take him to play garage cricket. You can leave your car in the garage and you're safe.
no threat whatsoever to that car. And no threat to the stumps that time.
I was a
And
bit high.
yeah, umpire Mark Ebanks thinking this is bouncing over the top. So eventually, a good over. 9 runs came from it. The big wicket of Stephen Taylor.
But again, you can see even that last delivery, he slowed it up
Mhm.
and he was able to get purchase of the track. Yes, so we look forward to Lenny's arrival.
Lenny will be here tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, with his laptop, his scorebook, and even a monitor.
You know Lenny's listening right now. Lenny, give us something we can use on the air. We want to talk about you. So, end up over number 14, rather. 9 runs came from it, 115 for three, down to the last 36 balls. Jonathan Fu to continue what has been a spectacular spell, has to be said, under the circumstances.
That's good. He saw him coming and he pushed it through, Johnny. And that's good bowling. He's enjoyed his spell, hasn't he?
Oh my goodness, yes. 3 overs, 1 for 14, economy rate of less than 5. So this is really good stuff from Jonathan Fu, who probably didn't expect to come in being the best bowler of the day, but I think that's what he's been so far.
Yes, he has.
Paddled around the corner, runs here, running down the hill, should be a couple. Shadley Van Skalkvik is the one in the deep. Good throw. Hits it over the keeper.
Well, it went right through the gloves of the wicketkeeper, Snare Tiger Patel.
Tiger.
It didn't look like a tiger. It looked like something else that I wouldn't say. That occasion. Snare, a good friend of mine.
Reverse sweep. Very risky. Gets past one boundary rope and gets to the other one. So, 4 runs to deep point, but of course it was a reverse sweep, so it makes it look like it went to square leg. But trust me, it was the point.
Walters has been stitched here this morning.
So I'll tell you what, 3 deliveries remaining in over number 15. You're down to the last 33 balls. The partnership is now just getting started. It's at 6. It scored 121 for three, but the projected score based on a run rate of 8.34 is 167. No run here.
I'm never a believer of those projected score. It's just a mathematical um, equation that you can come up with a score. I think commentators
Ah,
are much in a better position. They get it, uh, correct on more occasions than not in predicting scores.
then on that note, what is your prediction for the final score in this innings?
My prediction, Brian, will be the score after 20 overs.
That is the most political answer I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mm.
My prediction 171.
I think at this point, seriously, though,
Hmm.
getting up to 170, 180 is not out of the question. 5 overs at 10 and over takes you to 172.
Hmm.
With a little luck in the back end. What could change that though is if Sampami can take wickets.
Yep. Oh, last ball of Jonathan Fu's spell is unplayable. 7 runs come from the over, but my goodness, what a spell.
Wow. Tiger Patel was going down the leg side. Good take in the end. As that one went the other way. Tell you something. 5 overs to go, and they're well points here to get a decent score on this track. Shot of something.
Not sure what we're looking at there.
I'm not sure. I'm not the cameraman is sure. Oh, I think is that the Smoky Mountain, Brian?
I live in Austin, Texas, so that's the person to ask that question. Oh my
I
goodness.
remember, speaking about politically correct, I'll get back to something I told Joseph Reds Pereira while on commentary in the Pakistan West Indies Test match once.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Pateli sweeping and sweeping well. Oh, brilliant effort there by Nasir Khan, knocking it down, saved certain tree.
Oh, that is well done because that ball took an awkward bounce on him. Easily could have bounced over that grasp, and he managed to move the hand up with the awkward bounce and saves 3 runs. So what you said to Respirator?
Well, West Indies, they were playing in Guyana. We were on commentary, and the West Indies were about to lose the ODI game. And the fans in Guyana, as is custom, as has become customary, when the home team is not doing well, they normally leave the stadium. So he was telling me, I said, Reds, they're not true supporters. They should be staying on to the last point because Jason Mohammed was still there batting
Hmm.
and there was still hope he's a frontline batsman. So what Joseph said is that they're living very far and that is why they're probably leaving early. And so he asked me, he said, it's like in Trinidad, if there's a match at the Queen's Park Oval,
Right.
you might have fans from Point Fortin. So they may want to leave early to avoid the traffic. This is struck away down to 4. And not putting 4 under enough pressure. They take 1. So he was asking me, he said it's similar. If you're in Trinidad and you live in Point Fortin and you're at the Queen's Park Oval, you may want to leave early to go home. I said, Sure, I could understand that, Reds. But what got Reds in trouble was when he asked me the distance from the Queen's Park Oval to Port of Spain. I said, This is Tiger just not being able to guard this one. Straight on the umpire, taps that right leg ever so gently. And what got him into trouble, Brian, is he asked me the distance between the Queen's Park Oval and Point 14, and I retorted. I said, Joseph, after careful consideration, it's the same distance from Point 14 to the Oval.
Swept away into the deep. 5 deliveries, 5 runs, 4 off the bat, one via the what was it? A light tap of the leg. What did you
Like
say?
light tap, a gentle tap
A
of the
gentle
leg.
tap on the leg.
Not a bad over at all, isn't it?
Oh
5 runs.
no. Wants to close strongly here though. We've seen the last ball up a few overs go awry. Let's see how he closes this over. Well done. 6 singles. In fact, they may be looking for 2 here. Should they? No, they will not get 2. Ragnanan is there to make sure that that does not happen. Under the circumstances, a brilliant over. Run a ball, score after 16 is 128 for 3.
Yep. So it's a good over, good pull back over to an extent. If they can now follow up with another tight over, they could then change the final outcome in terms of that target, which is pointing in an ominous direction. It could be all 170, as Brian said, 170, 180. Joseph is back. He has the experience. Keon Joseph, the former West Indies under 19 player, played for Guyana as well. And that was many moons ago. But still, he's kept up his pace to an extent. I looked at him this morning early. A strong man.
His body type to me is similar to when you get as old as me,
Hmm.
everything doesn't always come the way that you want it to.
Yeah.
Me get the name. Rashawn Primus is the name I was searching
Russian
for just
Primus.
now.
Yes.
Let's
Not
play
at
this one
all.
away.
Good stop there by Tiger.
Tiger prowling behind the stumps.
Yes, Russian Primus. Stockily built. Get the ball to rush through. Normally, these guys, they bowl a heavy ball.
Primus probably slightly stockier than Keon Joseph, but similar build. Both very strong in the shoulders. Don't necessarily sprint in, get much of that momentum from the delivery from the shoulders. Just
Another
really
Mikey,
strong.
yeah, another Mikey holding type.
No, not the Michael Holding type.
Yep.
Best run up in cricket,
Ever.
fair to say.
Haven't seen anything close. Although I did appreciate the run up of Rion King.
I what he was going to be the next name that I called. And I loved Ryan King's run up. Mikey obviously is going to be number one. There've been a few run ups over the years that are less than ideal.
Yep.
I would say, in fact, I'm about to insult a whole lot of people. Tries to scoop some. That's
Tiger, Tiger is on the prowl, as Brian said. Now, brilliant bit of work there.
Let me qualify the statement by saying that this man is the best pace bowler in the world, regardless of formats.
Hmm.
Not a huge fan of Jasprit Bumrah's run up. Not a
Does he,
huge fan.
does he run?
He does not run.
I think he walks.
He's a walk, hop, skip, skip, walk,
Yeah.
hop, jump, beat.
It's the ugliest run up you can ever see. It's not a type of run up you take your girlfriend to see. I can tell you that.
Oh, tell you what, this is a good over underway. By the way, a good comeback overall for the Samp Army. So they're fighting their way back into this game.
Yeah. And you can see Keon is taking the pace off.
Hmm.
Again, we spoke of the experience of Keon Joseph. Shadley might soon be back into the attack from the northern end. And that's good. These guys with the experience, 129 for three. We may have to readjust our final
So
prediction.
170. Well, you didn't make one, so there's that.
Oh, another delivery, taking the pace off.
My goodness. It took the face off, so he played early. And just that extra grip in the pitch allowed that ball to bounce just a little higher than he was expecting. So four deliveries into over number 17, only one run put on the scoreboard. This is excellent stuff from Keon Joseph.
Yeah, excellent indeed. But Kumar was at the dinner table before dinner was served. Bit too early.
Boy, you're a stand-up comedian this morning, Mr. Mamchan. Next delivery. Oh my
What is he doing
goodness.
there?
Not sure what that
Come
was
on.
about.
Mr. Kumar, he's complaining.
Not sure exactly what
He
he's been
asked,
complaining about.
he can't ask you about for wide because he reached the ball. It would have been called a wide, but he reached the ball. Good Keon. Keon has done brilliantly.
I honestly would like to know what his frustration was about there.
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Reached over,
Mm.
ungainly fashion, got an underage that didn't go anywhere. So Keon Joseph keeping the ball out of his arc. Last ball of the over. Down the ground. If he
Ooh,
had done that the previous shot, he'd have been happy.
a one-handed shot.
Oh, he's a relatively small man, but he packs a powerful punch. Look at this. And oh,
Oh,
one-handed.
one-handed.
That was a right-handed Rishabh Pant shot.
Yeah, he's gonna call all his cousins and send that clip to them.
He won't send the clip of the previous delivery, but he'll take that one.
With your keen eye, Brian, you did notice, and it has happened on many, many occasions in this innings,
Hmm.
where you're having a good over, but always that last
Last
ball.
ball. Hmm.
I saw it happen twice to Mamchan this morning. One of his two overs, the last ball went for six.
Hmm.
The other over, the last ball went for four after two tight overs.
Yes.
So you don't know if these guys are overthinking and just trying to finish strong by doing different things. Sometimes it's just about doing the basics right and keeping what's working for you going, and that's not happening. Some of the pressure relieved, 135 for three. They're looking up probably in the range of 160, 170.
10 and over the rest of the way gets them to 165. You would think that that would be at least what they're aiming at. Shadley Van Skokvik is not an easy bowler to score off of, though. Oh my goodness, that is hammered away. Okay, I take back what I just said. First ball is put away over backward square. Did that go for six?
Let's have a look at it
Yep,
again.
did go for six.
The commentators are
Commentators curse. I do it with the best of them. Shadley getting that one just too short and going down the leg side. From around the wicket, this is a much easier shot to play. And he's continuing. In fact, is he switching? Nope, staying around the wicket. So Shadley will want to find a line that is more on off stump
Yep.
than where that one went. Definitely going down the leg side. So, a bit of a fight back. So, a couple of ebbs and flows in this match. Initial wicket was taken by the Samp Army in the first over. Then several good overs for the Atlanta Fire resulted in an 80-run partnership. Then a couple of good overs with the ball for Samp Army. And now a bit of a fight back as the last two deliveries of this match, last ball of over 17 and first of over 18, have both gone for six. I like this line better. He went over the wicket. He started out around the wicket. Now he goes over the wicket. For me, this is a better ball and more difficult ball to get into the offside or into the onside.
Yeah, because at this angle, he can push it across the left hand.
Hmm.
Going wrong the wicket, he normally feeds it coming back into him.
So precious dot ball that time. So what does he have in store for the next four? Full.
Is that a
Out.
no ball? Yes, it is. He bowled it outside the trap.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're playing in Rydal and he bowled that in Powder Springs.
Look at this slower delivery. And this is a good representation of it here. Ball landing entirely off of the strip. That is why it's a no ball.
Your guy Tiger was there though to clean up.
Tiger absolutely there to clean up. But this is a free hit. Oh, that's well
It's
bowled.
excellent. I want to say good morning to Ritesh Patel, the CEO of the Samp Group. Samp has made generous strides. They've made America proud, playing franchise cricket around the world in Abu Dhabi, in Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka, just to name a few. Trinidad and Tobago in the Dream 11 as well. Tobago, just recently.
Slower delivery again by Shadley Van Skalkvik. Again, this line from over the wicket is so much better and so much more difficult to score off of. So a single here, you'll take that every day of the week. As you said earlier, twice on Sundays.
Yep.
Two balls remaining in over number 18, 143. Where do you end up? Maybe you target 160. Maybe you lower the expectations just a little. It'll be hard to score heavily off of Keon Joseph.
I think 160 is a good score on this track.
Hmm.
And what the Fire would have learned is that the spinners are the ones to really peg back these batsmen.
Sliced in the air, in the deep, but taken. That is a good catch. So eventually, Shadley Van Skalkvik gets one exactly where he wants it. It's sliced away in the deep, and a good clean catch taken at deep cover. Wicket number four.
Yeah. So Kumar, his misery ends really. He had one good shot, and he goes for 24 off 22. I think that he really struggled today.
Well, he seemed, from that one that we were talking about where he was showing some frustration about what we are not exactly sure, but mentally, cricket is a huge mental game.
Yeah,
And if you keep your wits about you, then you have more of what happened on the last ball of that over instead of what happened the penultimate ball.
I would say 90% mental.
And the other half is physical.
Good one. Good one, Brad.
Well, I can't take credit for it. That's the old Yankee baseball player, what's his name, Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
He said baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. That is the end of end of number 18. The score is 143 for four. Over number 19 will be bowled by Keon Joseph.
Experienced Keon Joseph.
Absolutely. So,
He's done well, eh? Hasn't Joseph? One over. Sorry, three overs, 1 for 14.
yep,
As I look on Brand's iPad with his own scoring
this
system, I
is
was
my,
told.
yes.
Brilliant, Brand.
It started with a blank Excel spreadsheet and all the bells and whistles.
Excellent.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
For a moment, I thought I was looking at cricket.
Worked away to the deep just over the head. of Rajnanan. They should get a couple here.
Well, four
But it
actually.
goes all the way for four. I did not
Yeah,
realize he hit it that well.
down the hill, so to speak.
Stylish shot that time too. Sunny Patel, or is that Moman shot? No, Sunny Patel. So good work working it off his hips and getting it down the hill for four. By the way, Sarnav Patel is Sunny Patel, correct?
Yep, Sarnam
Got
is
it.
for Samp for me.
Got it. So maybe Joseph getting that one just a touch too straight going down the leg side. You talked about the basics earlier. Sometimes the basics are all that you'll need. Top of off would be what's called on here. Whipped away into the deep. Rajnanan can only watch it sail over his head for six. Oh my, I'll tell you what, this is a great start to the over number 19. And by the way, the 150 is up. You know, Mamchan?
I think Joseph should consider going around the wicket now, looking to push it across him, push it full and wide. We've not seen the full and wide option from Joseph. We
Hmm.
saw it from Shadley
Hmm.
in the last over. So he needs to understand that once he continues in that mode, Patel seems to be strong on the onside.
Hmm.
So he's giving him the angle. And this is exactly what it seems Skipper Jones is telling him at this point in time.
Well, choosing to go over the wicket, but whether over or around, that line needs to be outside off. Better line. Play to short third, they'll get a single. So down to the last nine balls of the innings, 154 runs on the board. Who knows? My 171 might still be in play here,
I think
Vinod.
it's back. It's back with those the last two shots played there by your good friend Sonny P. So that's 10 runs that has brought them back into contention. This is why they need to be tight as the economy.
You could have gone a number of different ways with that statement. I'm glad that's where you ended up. That was a half volley on leg stump, but you punted it back to the ball. Next delivery. That's
On a
too wide.
tiger! Look at him. Let's have a look at that again if we can. Good old Tiger. But this delivery was more. Oh boy.
Oh, here goes. Piece of
Uh,
keeping.
Jeffrey Dujon, eat your heart out.
I wonder if Tiger knows that you're making fun.
Tiger's a good friend of mine. This is why I have attacked him this morning. But actually, being a part-time wicketkeeper, he hasn't done a bad job, hasn't
Oh
he?
no, not at all. Not at all. Next delivery. Oh, here he
Again,
is again.
beautiful delivery. This is what we were speaking about. Getting that angle.
Hmm.
Allow him to go out there and fetch it. Excellent delivery. And well taken there by Tiger.
Certainly. So two balls remaining now in over number 19. Seen before where the last ball of the over,
MD Shaif, is that medical doctor Shaif?
I would imagine it's Muhammad.
Okay.
If he's a medical doctor, then that would be even more impressive. Toward us.
Yeah, six.
Oh, I have not fielded the ball in anger in a while. Vinod
Mm.
Mamchan, I thought I almost needed to there.
Twin of the bat, though. If you take a quick, closer look at this, look at that. Twin. Oh, bat speed was what got it over the line.
Very little flourish on that shot, too.
Yep.
Timed it beautifully. My goodness, that is good work. So down to the last ball here in over number 19. It's been an expensive one so far, it has to be said. 18 coming from it with one ball to come. Not what you had in mind when you started this over from your experience, former West Indies U19 player. Here's the last ball. Bang down the ground. It's going to be four more. Dead straight, crashes into the side screen. An expensive last over comes to an end. 22, at least last one for Keon Joseph. 22 runs come from it. The score is 166 for four.
Well, that has actually changed the complexion of the thing entirely. Now they can get up to 175, 180.
Oh,
And Shadley will have to be on spot here in this final over. Keon and bowled brilliantly up onto that point, just 14 runs. for the one wicket. But it's lost it in that last over there, Brian.
Yeah, the length that he bowled, both the length and the line, actually. Here, this one, the length is absolutely wrong. Then the line from the four and the six to start the over were too straight. So definitely giving up way too many runs that time now. Shadley Van Skokvik, who plays the role of, in baseball terms, he's a closer. So he's the one who comes in at the end to keep things quiet. So let's see whether or not he can stop this rampage from this pair. Yorker length, driven into extra cover for no run. If he can do five more of those, he'll be happy.
Yep. 166 for four at the moment. They can keep them down in this final over. You want to go into the break with the momentum on your side.
May I remind you at this stage that my prediction was 171.
Yes, sir.
And so we're watching for that target. What do I win would be my question if they end up at 171. One-handed down the ground. They're going to be one run away from 171 now. Shadley getting the Yorker too full that time, straight down the ground. Another one-handed shot. If you see there, the hand, in fact, no, it kept the head down, played it straight. That's a good-looking shot.
Shanley going for the yoke. I think what Shanley should have done there, and what should do is look to go full and wide.
Hmm.
Yeah. At this point in time, don't attack.
Sliced in the air. That's going to be over the top of short third, running down to the boundary. Ryan Walters' prediction is now out of the books. If this is the pricing is right, I'd be out of the game. Two more runs. But then again, I'm the only one in the game because you never said a number. So I'm
Mm.
thinking, oh no, don't give me a number now. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that. You had the opportunity a long time ago, Mr. Mamchan.
And I miss.
So the last three balls coming up here. 172 on the board. Down the ground and goes for six.
Wow, as easy as that. Where was Sonny P all the time?
Oh my goodness. Straight down the ground. 12 runs coming from the over so far. My goodness. And that was the one-hander.
Yeah,
That was a backhanded tennis shot, if you will.
beautiful.
That looked beautiful. That really did look good. And another expensive over is underway. 12 runs from the first four balls. 23 came from over number 19, let's remember. So flourish at the end here for the Atlanta Fire. Two balls remaining, and you still have the opportunity to get up into the 180s. So this is a brilliant, brilliant finish to the innings for the Atlanta Fire.
It is. Shanley has gone for 47.
So Shadley is obviously a very good bowler. He will tell you he's a much better bowler than what he's showing right now.
Yeah, definitely. See the USA setup.
Said he will tell you he is a much better bowler than what he'll show you right now. Bang down the ground, but not timed. But he gets it straight in the, in fact, just I thought it would just have gotten by Jonathan Fu, but he does manage to get across. The all important last ball of the over here. So you've gotten to 180. What do you do on this last ball? How do you keep them quiet? Everything is on the table. He'll be swinging for the fences.
Well, the score predictor said what, 167? And the commentators again, well, at least you had it right.
Around the wicket, there is the angle that you're looking for. They'll get us by at the end here to steal one. But I'll tell you what, that's a good ploy going around the wicket, slanting it across him. That is the last ball and the end of the inning. So 181 runs is your final score here, Mr. Mamchan.
Yep, I think Sampami will definitely have it up against them. And Brian, I think you have the details of the scorecard.
Absolutely. So Stephen Taylor got things started up top, 65 from 43, anchored the innings,
I'm here with Aaron Jones, skipper of Samp Army. You guys need 182. What do you make of this total?
To be honest with you, I think with our batting power we could get it total, but I'm still a bit disappointed we didn't finish the inning as well, to be honest. I think they should have scored probably like maximum 40.
And what do you think it is, with the bowling? I mean, we're getting to the crucial stage, and this game is important because whoever wins, will be table topper.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's just assessing the wicket, to be honest. I think if we have a good power play, it's going to be really good for us, set up for the batting and the back end, to be honest. So yeah, if we don't lose many wickets in the power play and then we have probably 40, 50 runs in power play, I think we'll come out on top for sure.
And, coming in from a CPL win, kind of what are some things that you probably learned there that you can kind of utilize here with your team?
I think the most important thing is planning for me. Planning and executing your plans. I think that's the most important thing. And then just being as disciplined as possible. I think when you play at a higher level, to be honest, it's no magic. It's just keeping it as simple as possible.
Okay, well, big chase for you guys. All the best.
Thank you so much.
So that was Aaron Jones with us. Samp Army need 182 to win.
Welcome back to the Parambeer Cricket Complex. Field number one, a huge partnership for the second wicket between Stephen Taylor and Mark Parchment at 80. Set the table for the Atlanta Fire to put together a brilliant first inning score of 181. And Adar Ali Khan, Samp Army is going to have to bat out of their skins to overhaul this total.
It's a good total, Brian. It's a very good total. And runs on the board, always pressure. But still, they need to start well here, Atlanta Fire.
Trying to Paul Hemorrhage. Oh my goodness. Almost served the very first ball of the inning straight to short extra cover, but it lands in front of him for no run.
Yeah, he's the one to watch out for. Mohammad Saifuddin opening the bowling for Atlanta Fire. That one nearly chipped into the hands.
Yes.
He has been among the runs. He had a match-winning innings when he made 176, an unbeaten 76 in one of the matches.
Good delivery. Sharp delivery. Has him hopping. Heard that inside edge onto the pad. Couple of dot balls to start the spell here for Mohammad Saifuddin.
That was the game against Carolina Smashers when they managed to score 129 for 7 in reply. Samp Amri won very comfortably by 7 wickets in just 11.1 over, chasing that total of 129, ending up 132 for 3. Chandrapal Hemraj, 76 not out and just 38 deliveries, 6 fours and 7 sixes. So watch out. If he gets going, oh, it can turn out to be a tasty contest.
Oh my goodness. So you mentioned scoreboard pressure. Scoreboard pressure is increased when you have the situation where you have dot balls. Dot balls in general build pressure. And then when you're looking up at such a big total, that certainly would have added to it.
You just bowled a no ball. It's going to be free hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. Okay. All right. So Mohammad
Concentrate,
Saifuddin.
Brian. Concentrate.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm just in awe of your greatness sitting next to you. And so I was, I wish we had a camera that caught the look that you just gave me. It's a free hit. Huge swipe and a miss. Obviously, no appeal for leg before wicket.
See, once a team posts a total of 180 in the range of 180, I mean, they ended up scoring 181,
Hmm.
then the pressure is right from the word go. So you really don't have time to relax. That's the reason why Hamraj is trying to play a few shots. Yes, it was a free hit, so he completely misses it. So credit to the bowler,
Hmm.
not to allow the batter to put bat on ball.
So the one run so far is the no ball that I completely missed. Bang on target continues. Mohammad Saifuddin.
It'll also be interesting to see what kind of a strategy or the bowling combination that he will start with, because he started with his seam straight away, which is fine. It's
Mhm.
turning out to be a good over. So Stephen Taylor would also be having a good look at the surface because he batted for a long time. I thought he was outstanding when he smashed those 65 in quick time.
Worked off the hip. One run here to deep square leg. So finish. I thought about Stephen Taylor.
And they have some quality spinners. But one bowler who's stood out for Atlanta Fire has been Fani Simhardi. 4 for 5
Hmm.
against Carolina Smashers in just 3.5 overs. And would you believe it? In the first match that Atlanta Fire played, they bowled out St. Louis Americans for only 44. He picked up 4 for none, 4 wickets for no runs in 2.1.
Oh my goodness. Defended this one. Trickles to the keeper. No run, and that is a good first over despite the no ball. 2 runs come from it. They need another 180 runs in the next 19 overs. The score is 2 without loss. Two without loss. And I think you called it, Athar Ali Khan. Spin is going to play a huge part in what happens the rest of the way. In particular, you like the option of bowling a right-handed off spinner to a left-handed power hitting batter. So Stephen Taylor has brought himself on. He'll be bowling to Chandapal Hemorrhage.
It's got a couple of options, and I think it's a good option to have, especially spinners in the team lineup because we've seen the ball to grip and turn at times, so it can be a bit of a difficult task.
Hmm. In the air, catchable, long run. No, doesn't quite get there. That is Amilo Alfonso in the deep. Thought he had a chance off the bats, but it lands for a single.
Yeah, he caught it from the not from the middle part of the bat because I thought it was a long hop. He should have been put away for a boundary.
Hmm.
He's got away with that.
It's interesting. You mentioned Fani Simhadri earlier on. Those of us who are here in the U.S. know that he's a wicket-taking bowler. So it's not surprising that he's taken 2 wickets in four, 8 wickets in 2 matches. Brilliant. Typically leads the minor leagues or is close to the top of the minor leagues in terms of wickets taken. And he's going to be somebody to watch out for when he comes in to bowl later on. Played right back to Taylor. This time, no run.
Yeah, left arm seamer. So they've got some really good bowlers in their 11. That's a good start from Stephen Taylor, not given any room. The first couple of overs important because they don't want to give them a really good start here.
Oh, he nails this one, though. Goes all the way over extra cover for the first 6 of the innings. That is a good looking shot.
Yeah, not just on the cue. When things are looking bright for Atlanta Fire,
Mhm.
he fires one a little bit wide, a little bit full, and he gets the treatment. That is a very good shot. Well in
Like
control
this.
right from the middle part of the bat and sails over the cover fielder for the maximum.
Well, you like seeing that. Coming into the innings, the required rate is 9 plus. So you'll need to essentially take advantage of the power play overs while you can. Two fielders alone outside the circle. Those fielders are long on and mid wicket, so you have room on the offside. This is played away into that mid wicket area. They'll get a single here.
So what it also offers Atlanta Fire, knowing that they've put on a big total, which suggests that the top order, the first one, two, three, four, will come and try to play attacking cricket.
Hmm.
And if you keep on doing that, then you will also create chances because you're not going to middle every one of them.
Yep.
So once you start middling it, then that's a problem because it's only the second over.
In the air and gone. How big a catch is that? The ploy of bowling the right-hander to the left-handed tender crawl hemorrhage works. 10 for 1.
That's exactly what I meant. Because the pressure was now building on, knowing that it's a big total to chase. So he's trying to play shots on each and every delivery. This time he hit it straight to the field and the covers, and that is a big wicket. It's of Chandrabal Hamraj, who had been in good nick, but he has to depart. He goes for two, and Samp Army are 10 for 1.
10 for 1. What a moment in the match this is. Chandapal Hemorrhage again coming off of the back of an innings where he scored 76 from 30 or 78 from 36 balls. Dismissed here for just two.
Who was that? I don't know.
And I'll tell you that things are now going to get interesting. The new batter is going to be Nasir Khan. And all of a sudden, you might get the sense that you're in a bit of trouble here if you're the Samp Army. Obviously, a very long way to go, but you do have some work to do. And what you're trying to do more than anything else is not have the required rate get out of control. So Mohamed Shah put in back for his second over, bowling out to Deepak Kumar Patel. Down the leg side, signaled wide by umpire Noruddin.
Steven Taylor, the skipper of Atlanta Fire, having a really good day. First, he smashed a quick fire 65. And now in his very first over, the last delivery of his first over, he picks up a wicket. So among the wickets straight away. Well, he's put his hand up and he's leading from the front.
Many people can open both the bowling and the batting. Runs this one down to deep third with soft hands. Well played. So talking about spin options, you see Stephen Taylor. You know that, for example, Camilo Ponzo, left arm orthodox, is there. Even when uh, Fanny Simhadra comes on and bowls, he's a seamer, but he takes the pace off and he gets the ball to grip. So there's options with both fast and slow bowling. In the meantime, this is probably the number one strike bowling option. The delivery has him jumping and missing and playing. That ball here, I'll tell you what, the pressure is now starting to build. 12 runs on the board, so you need another 171. Make that 170.
And
Fire the rates.
it's a, I mean, if you look at this over, I mean, there's a hint of movement
Hmm.
because he's beaten the bat a couple of times now, Mohammad Saifuddin, and he's bowling in good areas. Again, a dot delivery. No, that's a good run. Shy at the non-striker's end. Derek hit. Could have been interesting.
A direct hit there would indeed have been interesting. Let's see if we can pick up what happens here. That's a good call from the non-striker. And it would have been really close. He may just have gotten home. But you need all the runs that you can get here. So any opportunities to get something on the board you want to take advantage of.
Yeah, even if you don't manage to pick up a boundary, you need to figure out a way to rotate strike.
Hmm.
And to do that, you need to obviously have some support from the non-striker.
That's more like it. Just adding this one to that backward square leg position for another single. So you're exactly. I like what you said about being able to rotate the strike. You don't want to eat up a lot of dot balls. That's where the pressure comes from. Keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, the required run rate will just climb up.
Hmm.
Yeah, once in a while, they would also need to look at which are the areas or who are the bowlers they can target to pick up boundaries.
Going down the leg side this time, though. So given wide by umpire Nuruddin.
Yeah, umpire is very strict. Anything down the leg side.
Sure, no question. Do you like that, by the way, when well, you're slightly older than me, not by much, but when we were watching cricket in the 70s and early 80s, that wasn't the standard where anything down the leg side was wide. No, Edge didn't quite care to Stephen Taylor. Remember, I talked about that catch he took at slip against Pakistan in the World Cup? It was very similar to that. This one landing just short of him.
It's a good stop, I can tell you that, because I thought the ball had just dying down, very low down to his right. It is a really good attempt. I mean, from that angle, I'm not too sure whether it carried or not. Or perhaps maybe from the front on angle, you'll be able to find out whether it dropped just short. But good anticipation because had that gone through, would have been quite a few runs.
Hmm. Here, this should tell us.
Oh, nearly carried because just the one hand, the right hand, just latch onto it.
Played off the back foot, runs here. Will that get to the boundary? Slowing down and getting there now. So positive end to the over. 4 through backward points. 19 for 1 is your score after 3.
It's a short delivery. It allowed the batter to free their arms, and it's a cracking shot off the back foot
Mhm.
into the gap and into the boundary. Good way to finish the over. They need the boundaries, I can tell you that.
So going back to that catch that he took against Pakistan, I wish we had the video for that. It was almost identical to what you saw here. Standing wide at slip, he was the only slip fielder. Edge off of, I think it was Babar Azam who was batting, and full stretch and snaps it an inch off the ground. Absolutely brilliant at slip, Stephen Taylor. And now look at this. I mentioned him earlier. Emilio Ponzo, left arm orthodox, is coming into the attack.
He's taken himself off. Stephen Taylor.
Mhm.
All right. Slip in place is good. Good move. Looking to pick up early wickets.
Oh, absolutely. He would swipe on the edge. It goes to a short fine leg for a single.
And the reason I feel that this is a good move because of the fact that there are two right-handers in the middle. So you've got in a left-arm orthodox, which suggests that the ball is going to go away from the right-hander.
Mhm. It's also why Stephen Taylor himself is positioned at slip. In the air, that is catchable, and that is taken. What a big wicket that is. Stephen Taylor is making all the right decisions, and that is a catch at wide mid wicket that is taken two down, 20 for two.
It's a good catch. It's a very good catch. The second delivery, and he wanted to hook it out of the ground, doesn't time it. But look at that anticipation from the fielder. He had to run quite a lot to his right and then grabs it. That's a good grab. That's a very good grab. You need to support your bowler with those kind of catches. He has to go. It's a 20 for 2.
I tell you, that's the old saying is always true catches win matches. My sense is that even just with a couple of dot balls that were bowled, you're starting to feel that pressure being built. Let me see again. That catch taking a long run around to his right. That's a good piece of judgment. Identifying it in the air, absolutely blue skies. So not much in the terms of cloud cover. So the sun could definitely have been a factor because he's looking back toward the east. That absolutely is something that would have bothered him, but he does well enough to hold on to that catch. Really good work.
I think that was the skipper from Nepal who took that catch.
Caudell.
Hmm.
Ah, good work. So now, interestingly, a left-hander is now on strike. This is going to be new batter. Will identify him shortly. Down the leg side this time. They'll go through for a single. Fire down to the non-striker's end. Get there without much fuss. This is Mohammed Usman, who's on strike or who's the new batter. So 2 wickets down, one delivery into over number 4. You have 21 runs on the board.
Yeah, keep a close eye on the required run rate. Is a touching distance of 10 runs in an over from here on.
Mhm.
So the pressure is building up, and both the batters will be lying to play a few shots here. Yeah, see, they've lost a couple of wickets.
Oh, tosses that one up. You've seen when the bowlers toss it up, take the pace off, and put revs on the ball. There's definitely purchase that can be found.
And look at that turn. Look
Hmm.
at that turn.
Hmm.
Uh,
Oh, some over. And they're falling apart like a house of cards here. The Samp Army went for a huge swipe across the line. Misses. Middle stump is turned.
Yeah, what a change from Stephen Taylor. He pulls himself off from the attack, brings in left arm orthodox, and would you believe it? He's not only picked up one wicket, but he's also picked up a second wicket in his very first over. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Amela. Another wicket goes. It's 21 for 3.
Samp Army is in trouble here. Alfonso is a very good bowler. I think you'll see that he has the ability to change speeds and do everything that he needs to do to be able to put the batters on the back foot. He's a very, very good bowler, and pay attention to how he handles things from here. Because I've seen him before, he does this very well, and that you saw the turn on that replay. He's absolutely getting purchase on this wicket, and you'll find that he's able to do that more than anybody else, probably in this lineup.
It's a great start to his over, isn't it? What else you could have asked for? Not only just one slip, now there's got one more slip in place because of the fact that there is a bit of a grip and turn for Amila
Oh
in
my
his very first over.
They want to get this man early. Jonathan Fu, he's a very good batter. Two slip fielders tell you how important his wicket is. What a brilliant over. 2 runs coming from it, but 2 big wickets for Miller Panzo. At the end of 4, the score is 21 for 3. So 21 for 3. Great start with the ball for the Atlanta Fire. 2 overs bowled by Mohamed Shaifuddin. His 2 overs costs all of not very many runs. How many as soon as I get it? 2 overs, 11 runs. And now it's going to be Justin Dill into the attack. In the air, that's going to clear mid on. Coming toward us here, a couple of bounces. Goes for 4. Good positive start to the over.
On the up, not a half volley, but a lovely straight bat and gets it over the top of the infield. It's a really good shot. Yeah, because the batters who should enjoy ball coming onto the bat. Lovely, beautiful. One bounce to the fence.
It was well played. Justin Dill needing to pull that length back just a little bit. Better length, played into the short extra cover area in the run. So you talked about the scoring rate or the required rate touching 10. It's now over 10, 10.02. You're going to want to make sure that you keep it from accelerating much beyond that, but that's hard to do when you keep losing wickets.
Mohammad Usman, the left-hander. We'll need to play a few more shots here because the run rate for the very first time has just gone above 10 runs in an over.
Played with soft hands running it down the hill. Third is in position though, so just a single here.
Yeah, all but good for the batter to pick up a boundary of the very first delivery of a new over. It just releases the pressure. You've picked up a boundary, and then let's see whether you can pick singles of the next 5. So that would be 9. So they've picked up 5. Let's see. On the right-hander, Jonathan has yet to get off the mark.
Oh, might have heard. Oh my goodness, not 2 sounds. That is dead straight. And Justin Dill makes the adjustment. That in between length wraps the batter right in front. Jonathan Poole is dismissed, and they're absolutely in trouble now. 21 for 4, 26 for 4.
Yeah, that's the advantage of bowling stump to stump. Yeah, hits him at the back leg, right in front. No hesitation from the umpire straight away, pointing the fingers to the heavens. Another one goes. Samp in a spot of bother, 26 for 4.
Yes. Spot of bother is exactly the phrase. I'll tell you where you are now because you'll see where with 4 wickets down, all of a sudden, that 10.06 and over, as we see this replay again, oh, that's dead straight. That is hitting maybe right in the middle of the knee roll. So it's probably hitting the stumps, maybe the top of middle and leg, but dead straight. And again, the first one that he bowled in this over was hit over the top of mid on for 4, but this is just slightly shorter. And that in between length is the one that I think is going to be very successful for him. He's a tall man, and so he gets that nagging bounce. This one not bouncing very high, but I think again hitting the top of middle and leg. And the Samp Army in all kinds of trouble here.
Yeah, the top order are just fallen apart. When you go in to chase a total of 180 or above, you would want, especially the top order, to go in and get runs quickly. What has happened so far? They've only managed to score 26 of 4.4 overs, which means the run rate is less than 6 runs in an over.
Hmm.
But the bigger problem is the wicket column.
Goodness.
4 down already.
So the four partnerships, you need big runs if you're chasing a big score. You need partnerships in bunches. Remember the second wicket partnership for Atlanta Fire went for 80. The four partnerships so far in this innings, 10, 10, 1, and 5.
And also the fact that you mentioned about that partnership. What about those last couple of overs when they smashed 37 runs?
Goodness, yes.
That's where they put the foot on the accelerator and they went really hard at the bowlers.
Good delivery. Do they sneak a single here? Oh, they do eventually sneak that single. Pick up by Gulshan Shah in the circle. You saw him with that direct run out in yesterday's game where he broke the stumps. This time not able to get the throw toward the stumps.
Yeah, couldn't pick it up cleanly. He's looking at the batter.
Boy, things are going to be very difficult from here for the Samp Army. Their run rate, as you rightly pointed out, is less than 6, and the required rate is sneaking up above 10. Oh, almost chops that one onto the stumps. Mohamed Usman with a good over for Justin Dill. Gave up a boundary the very first ball, but in control after that. Just 6 runs in it and a wicket. Look at this replay. That could have almost gone anywhere. And that is a good delivery to close things out. 5 in the books, 27 for 4. 27 for 4. Stephen Taylor remains on the attack. 2 slip fielders. Emilio Ponzo back for his second over. You don't often see 2 slip fielders in a T20 match, Mr. Arthur Ali Khan.
Aaron Jones, the skipper in the middle.
As a reverse sweep, he's given. Oh my goodness, Aaron Jones is not happy, but he will probably not. It doesn't matter. He will have to go. Umpire has already made his decision. That is wicket number 5 down. Let's see what we can pick up on this play.
Ball turning. He's not happy. I just feel that he might be unlucky to be given out. He stood his ground for a long time. Doesn't matter. What matters is what the umpire thinks, and he thinks he was in front.
Wow. So let's see if we can pick something up on this. So the do you think that perhaps he might have been suggesting that he gloved that?
It looked like there was a bit of a deflection for sure. That's why he's not happy, but he has
Mm.
to go 27 for 5. Samp Army. That's missing the stumps as well. That's one.
So the new batter to the crease is going to be Shadley Van Skokvik. And I'm assuming that the reason why Shadley Van Skokvik is coming in now usually comes in maybe about a tick below this, but he's a left-hander, and he would be a good person to have offset the left arm pace or the left arm spin rather of Amila Panzo.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, Samp Army, because I thought they might also be missing the stumps. Well, that's the way it is. Need someone to stay there because none of them, everybody has come and go in no time. This is the sixth over inside the power play. Half of the side already back in the
Goodness.
hut.
Oh my goodness. Solid in defense, Shadley cockpit, but the dot balls keep piling up. The last, we talked about the partnerships. 10, 10, 1, 5, 1 are the five partnerships that you've had so far. Tossed up, Shadley cockpit not looking to attack. Interesting, because maybe I think a couple of these deliveries, you think you'd be going for that? Oh, that's the over. Oh, so that's what that signal is that you were giving me. End of over number six. The power play is done and dusted. 27 for 5.
What a spell from Amila Ponso. He's bowled just 2 overs. He's got a made in. He's given away 2 runs. And would you believe it? He's picked up 3 wickets already. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what Atlanta Fire would have hoped for. And it was the batters who delivered the goods earlier on, and the bowlers backing it up with some fine performance.
So it's interesting. There are now two left-handers at the wickets, Mohamed Usman and Shadley Van Skalkovic. And so Stephen Taylor, the right arm off spinner, brings himself back on.
Yeah, it's a good move. Very good move. Well, they're in the driving seat at the moment.
Oh,
And
no question.
27, 28 for 5. The run rate required is now above 11 runs and an over.
Mhm.
Now they're well in control. They need something special from this pair.
Good work from Stephen Taylor. We talked about the fact that in the first couple of days, the games were, you could argue, a little bit of a mismatch. But this one, you would think, as the reverse sweep is tried and missed, going in, you thought that there would be two evenly matched teams, but there's no question that the Atlanta Fire has absolutely the foot on the throats of the Samp Army.
They've dominated. They've dominated right from the word go, Atlanta Fire.
Mhm.
Dominated with the bat and now dominating with the ball.
Smashed down the ground, but there's coverage there. Oh my goodness. So things get more and more difficult. Singles, you need more than that. In fact, every single that you get from here on means that the required rate actually goes up. So you need much more than singles. Are you at the stage yet where you need a boundary every over?
Well, you would need that. You need to pick up boundaries in each and every over from here on, because if you don't, then you'll be staring at a really big run rate. Uh, Still pretty big at the moment. It's just above 11 and a half runs in an over.
Mhm.
So single's not going to do good to your team. And when you see the half of the side already back in the hut, so you've gone into the lower mid order. Good over from Stephen Taylor. After 7, Samp Rami, 30 for 5. तेरे बॉल घुसছে নাকি?
Samp Army after 7 is 30 for 5. After Alex Klein, after 7 overs. Atlanta Fire were 62 for 1. So you have twice as many runs and 4 fewer wickets. That's the comparison between the two. And that alone tells the story of the dominance of the Atlanta Fire so far.
Yeah, they're coming to party. Remember, they were not tested in terms of the batting strength. Well, nearly made a mess of it in the last match.
Yes.
Didn't chase too many in the first match.
Hammered away into the deep, and that goes all the way for 6. Yep. Good shot to start over number 8. Justin Dill switching ends coming from the north, gets put away from the first ball.
Yeah, he was hit for a boundary, if I remember correctly, in the previous over. the first ball that he bowled,
Hmm.
it went for the boundary, one bounce over to the fence. But this is a good start. Now that this is this is what they need. Six of the very first delivery. It's a tracking shot, right?
Hmm.
It's a short arm jab,
Hmm.
and it's picked that up nice, and it's went all the way for the maximum. So straight away change of ends for him now.
It's a change of ends, but for me, I prefer this angle. It's a change of angle bowling over the wicket. This is more difficult to get inside the line. Played down to deep square leg. But again, for me, bowling around the wicket to a batter
Mm.
who wants to hit on the leg side, that helps that shot.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Correction. It's not change of ends. It's just change of
Oh, gotcha.
angle
Hmm.
from round the wicket to the over the wicket.
Hmm.
Well, since he was smashed the first ball that he bowled, probably forced him to think, okay, how can I tuck him up? How can I stop him from freeing his arms? So let's see what he does.
That is a good ball and good, well fielded at backward point. So smashed for the first ball of the over for six, but he's come back here with two good deliveries.
Good fielding, really good piece of fielding there. I thought it was going away from the fielder, so had to go and dive to his left to stop them from crossing over.
That's the man who took that catch earlier on we talked about, Rohit Kumar Paudel. This one easier to control. So single and two dot balls after that six. Good comeback here for Justin Dill.
Yeah, because he's got the batter off strike because he hit a six and he picked up a single. That's why he's in the non-strikers end.
Hmm.
Yeah, Shardley one struggling here because he's faced 10 deliveries and he just scored a single run.
Hmm.
Make that 11 deliveries for a single run. That's not going to help his team at all. Even if he's not picking up a boundary, what he needs to do is get Muhammad Usman on strike. How can you do that? You got to find the gap. Maybe play with softer hands. Let the ball come onto the bat and just soft hands and look to pick up a single. Long off back now, third fielder inside the circle.
Played away into the offside, but there's a sweeper out there. That is Fanis Hadre. A single closes things out here in over number eight. 38 for 5 is your score. Samp Army is still struggling. Eight overs in the books. And this is going to be Ansh Patel bowling from the southern end. Chad Levan Skokvik, 2 from 12. Mohamed Usman, 15 from 9. So, a result at the international level that will not make Mr. Atta Ali Khan feel any better about the proceedings.
Well,
Mr. Atta Ali Khan, would you like to share what you just showed me?
uh, one of us will feel better. Yeah, I was looking at the score because of following the Bangladesh women participating in the T20 World Cup. They batted first. They scored 103 for 8, and West Indies in reply 104 for 2 in 12.5 overs.
Insane. That
Four,
is absolutely brilliant.
43 balls to spare, winning by 8 wickets. Wow, brilliant. Congratulations to the West Indies women team.
I I think the term is absolute dominance. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
But in all seriousness, I love the fact that the women's game is gaining prominence, and kudos to both Bangladesh and West Indies for the efforts on the field. I swept into the deep, the single.
Yeah, Bangladesh, I think, won their first match against Scotland. But it's a tough group. South Africa, England, West Indies. Yeah, very tough.
Generally, what's the temperature, if you will, for women's cricket in Bangladesh?
It's the quite a lot of teams that quite a lot of cricket,
Hmm.
and it's obviously it's getting better. They've won the Asia Cup.
Okay.
They beat India women
Oh, wow.
not once but twice in that particular tournament.
Interesting.
So they've got some laurels. You know, they've got some big achievements,
Hmm.
and I feel that in maybe a couple of years' time they can be a force to be reckoned with.
Top ends. This will be wicket number 6. Simple catch taken by Justin Dill. So Mohammed Usman looking to hit the ball toward us. Top edge is it. 6 down.
Yeah, it's a nothing delivery. I mean, that's a poor shot. I mean, look at that. It's a long hop, and he tried to hit it a little bit too hard, gets the top edge, and this inning has gone nowhere. It's all over the place. And wicket number 6 goes. I mean, all sorts of trouble at 41 for 6.
Wow. So 6 down. Believe it or not, that partnership that was just broken was the largest partnership of the innings, 14. You're not going to win very many matches in general when your largest wicket is for number, or the largest partnership is number 6 for 14, and certainly not when you're chasing 182 runs.
Yeah, you're losing too many wickets. They've lost wickets right, left, and center.
Hmm.
And that's what the scoreboard pressure does to you. Because it's always at the back of your mind. If a good over goes without a boundary, then you're thinking about it. And then obviously they kept on losing wickets literally in one over after another. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure. This is like pure dominance from Atlanta Fire. And it's good to see the team proving a point here.
Hmm.
And the opposition teams, the other teams in the competition will be taking a note here, knowing that, yes, they were not tested to go and show their what they could do with the bat, but today they proved a different point. Remember, they lost the toss. Aaron Jones won the toss and decided to field first. So they had to bat on a tacky surface. Long discussion in the middle with the umpire, but certainly the skipper led from the front when he smashed his way to 65 of just 43 deliveries. He smashed 7 fours and 4 sixes, a partnership of 80 with Mark Patchman, who scored 37, an important 37 with 3 fours and 3 sixes, and set the foundation for a really good total. There's something wrong with the ball, it seems like it.
Yeah.
It's a change of ball. See the match referee, Babu,
Hmm.
with that box full of ball.
Boy, 41 for 6. This may not even make sense to keep pointing out the required rate because it's now approaching 13. Samp Army themselves are scoring at the rate of 4.5 and over. So they're 10 runs and over less than what they need to be at in terms of a scoring rate. And with 6 down, it will not be easier from here. The new batter is Raj Nanan, tall left-handed batter. So 2 left-handers still remain at the crease. Shadley Van Skalkvik is 4 from 14. And you want to see him, who's been there for 14 deliveries. At this stage, you have nothing to lose by going for it.
He struggled, hasn't he? I mean, it's 14 deliveries and he's only picked up 4 runs. Not only him, the rest of the batters have struggled too.
He generally starts relatively slowly, and it seemed to me as though he came up with an intent to block first. But, we'll see how that goes. Clipped her on the leg side. That's going to be a single to deep square leg. Yet another good over coming from the Atlanta Fire. The bowlers are absolutely all over the Samp Army. Scored 42 for 6.
They have a really good combination. You speak about that number of spinners that has been on show today for Atlanta Fire. At first, it was Stephen Taylor, the right arm off spinner,
Mhm.
then the left arm orthodox
Amila Ponzo.
Amila Panso, and
Mhm,
then Ansh Patel, left armer, but he is a wrist spinner,
mhm.
left arm wrist spin. So they've got quite a lot of option here, and stand them in good stead, especially in this match, the big game. Remember, both teams unbeaten so far.
Mhm. Stephen Taylor back into the attack, remaining on the attack in terms of field placement also because there's a slip fielder. Sunny Patel is at first slip. Starts here with a single over the dot ball. This one now going down the leg side. Might have just flicked something on the way through because no wide given by umpire Marquis Banks.
And this innings is going nowhere, Brian. They got to take a few chances, or at least make an attempt.
Some intent shown there by Rajnanan, played into the deep, but just a single. And yeah, it feels as though the competitive element of this game has disappeared, and it's not a question of whether or not the Atlanta Fire will win, but the question is by how much going down the leg side. Now this one really will be given as a wide.
And it's good to have this kind of a performance going into the semifinals and the next round, to be able to dominate with bat and ball.
Goes for the big swipe and gets a top edge to backward point. Dowdell takes his second catch, and that is the end of Shadley Van Skalkvik, 44 for 7.
And Stephen Taylor, the skipper, picks up his second wicket. It was a little bit fuller, and he tried to hit it. Had no other options. Had to go for it, and an easy catch. Just a little bit slower. Clever piece of bowling, and too easy for the fielder to grab that one. So another wicket goes. Samp Army, 44 for 7.
So the wheels have essentially fallen off the truck, or you can use all the analogies you want. Turnip truck has overturned. Wheels have fallen off the wagon. The small matter of 138 runs is still needed from the next 62 balls with 7 wickets down.
Well, I don't think so. That's happening. 44 for 7. Now into the lower order.
Wow. So,
It also shows the strength that Atlanta Fire have.
mhm,
Well, they've certainly fired all cylinders today
there it
in a
is.
crunch match. Two unbeaten side taking each other. 181 scoring first, and now 7 wickets in no time. This is only the 10th over. What a performance this is from Atlanta Fire.
So the new batter is Jaidev Patel. You saw him bowl earlier, left arm orthodox, right-handed batter. He's being asked to somehow stick with Rajnanan and try to put something on the board that they can be proud of. But that is the end of the over. Good over from the captain. 2 runs come from it, and an excellent piece of bowling for him and the entire team. 44 for 7 is your score after 10.
15 over. Drag it down. I hope it doesn't.
It's a bowl over number 11, and with 44 runs on the board and 7 wickets down, Mr. Vinod Makchan, you may be paid for a full day's work today, but I don't think you're going to put a full shift in this game.
It's a fantastic performance here by Atlanta Fire. And I just saw Hassan Tariq and he was smiling
Over the
from
moon,
air to air.
I would imagine. Pushes this one through quicker and flatter. Rajnanan, 2 from 7. Jadef Patel faced only 2 deliveries, none from 2. And all of a sudden, there is no intrigue left in this match.
Yep. The interest has gone, really. And I thought that that went probably about 5 overs ago.
Well, just for comparison's sake, let's just compare.
Hmm.
In over number 11, 2 deliveries remaining, scores 45 for 7. At a similar stage in their innings, the Atlanta Fire were 87 for 1, or for 2 rather. They just lost their second wicket. But there's the dominance speaks for itself.
Definitely, it's a no contest at this point in time. That delivery was the wrong one.
Oh, going past the outside edge.
Yep. So,
It's to the point in this over. In fact, that is the end of the over. So we'll get back to that after this. 45 for 7 is the score after 11. So I
so
started
that,
saying, Mr. Vinod Mamchan, it may be the point in this match where you just start telling interesting stories because there might not be a lot to describe on what's going on in the field. In the air, that's going to be probably 2 runs to Miller Ponds, and no, they just settled for one.
Taylor is into the attack, and given what he has done with the bat, 65, I believe, and what he's done with the ball, I think he has just put both hands up to be the man of the match.
Not only has he put 2 hands up to be the player of the match, I don't think anybody else is in the conversation.
Yeah, 2 for 13 at this 2 for 14 now.
And they say cricket is a funny old game. Stephen Taylor playing against a much more ordinary team yesterday. I think the Carolina Smashers clean bowled first ball
Mm,
without scoring. Raise the stakes.
yep.
Quality of the opponent. 65 runs on the board. Down the ground. One bounce in front of the fielder at long on. Of course, Stephen Taylor is a high caliber player. Has scored hundreds of runs for the U.S. and in various franchise leagues around the country for the last decade and a half or so.
Yeah, household name here in America. He's out. He dropped. And it goes to four, does it?
Ooh,
Taylor would not be happy.
no, he would not.
That was an easy catch. Stevie Wonder would have taken.
Like, Milo Alfonso is a very good fielder. You don't put somebody at the hot spot at long on if they're not sure-handed, but he will want to have taken that one. Gives him another chance, not necessarily for a catch, but in fact, he can't even get anywhere near it. So that's
That's
4.
insulting.
Insult to injury indeed. Good looking strike by Rajnanan. And straight down the ground. In fact, that went a lot straighter than I realized when just came off the bat. So, a little bit of flourish toward the end. In fact, it's in the air, landing in front of the sweeper, Anisim Hadri, who has not been needed so far because spin has been doing the job here for Stephen Taylor and the Atlanta Fire. 10
Samantha has
from
been,
the over.
yep, Samantha has been absolutely brilliant in this tournament so far. 4 for 9 and 4 for 3. Wow, that's 8 for 3, Rand.
Wicket taking bowler. Even I could do that math. So he's an absolute wicket taking bowler, Anisim Hadri. And by the way, it was only 9 from the over, not 10. But in any event, you need a whole lot of runs and not very little time.
Yep.
3 wickets left. The exact equation is they need 128 in 48 balls at a rate of 16 and over. 16 and over with three left. Is that doable?
Pushed away.
Some brutal honesty coming our way here from Atar Ali Khan.
Well, the calls from the spectators.
Who did it? Fanny?
Funny.
Did Fanny bring his fan club with him?
I feel so.
Anis Madre, who is not only a brilliant bowler, but the man with the biggest smile currently in this facility. Goes big, but does not get all of it.
Oh, what a
What a
catch.
brilliant catch that is. Absolutely brilliant. Running backwards, that's never easy.
Was that Sonny P?
I do not know who that fielder is, but he did an excellent job here. Look at this replay.
Yep. In the air. And, oh my. Actually took that while he was falling.
Oh, Mark Parchment it is who took that catch. Vinod Mamchan, if you want something done right, call a Jamaican. The moral of your story.
Parchment has taken a brilliant catch there. 54 for 8.
Parchment will confirm that the Atlanta Fire are a brilliant team on paper. You see what I did there?
Yeah. Fly on pink.
You can stay with me here. No, but Parchment.
That's
Parchment.
parchment paper.
So when I have to explain the joke, it's not as funny.
Uh,
You know what? At least you won't have a full 20 overs to go, I don't think. So just 2 wickets down. Raj Nanan has been dismissed. Batters are now going to be Kian Joseph and Jaidev Patel. Jaidev Patel 2 from 6. Kian Joseph new to the wicket. And as they say, it's all over but the shouting.
yeah, Ian Joseph, you can just see by his body language.
Oh, and Patel, of course, getting among the wickets. That is his second. Halfway through his third over, just 2 for 5. Absolutely brilliant figures from the young left arm wrist spinner. Bang on target here to Keon Joseph, no run.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to say from the young Jamaican.
Is there such a thing as a young Jamaican wrist left-handed wrist spinner? Not that I can think of. Goes for the
Oh,
big swipe. Field for
very
stumping. Did he get there? No, not given.
intentionally was from Trinidad, though.
Intentionally Trinidadian.
Trinidad.
Dave Mohammed
Trinidad.
Trinidadian.
Yeah.
Paul
Paul
Adams,
Adams,
absolutely. There was
South Africa.
also Tabriz
Avidesh,
Shamsi.
yeah, from South Africa. Avidesh Samaru from Trinidad. He
Mhm.
played also for the West Indies Presidents 11.
Mm.
What about Elias Pusa Chong?
We talked about him yesterday, uh, Keshav and me,
Hmm?
and how the name that came out of the description for that style of bowling is now politically very incorrect, so we don't use it anymore.
Yes.
There's a single that closes things out in over number 13, 55 for 8.
Well, especially for an American to think.
So you're saying we can say it, but an American?
How can Americans say fancy being out by a China? Oh, that's Jayesh Patel's mansion.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes, that's it.
All 14,000 square feet of it.
Definitely.
Well, his fan club made themselves known. Here he is with the ball in hand from the northern end. Vanis Simhadri.
Funny. On the attack. This could end soon. 55 for 8. Some boys missing the plot here today.
Oh, my goodness, yes, still 127 runs adrift for what it's worth. and only two
Come
wickets
on,
in hand.
Keon. I don't think you need a helmet here for Fanny.
I am 56 years old.
Hmm.
Let's just say comfortably overweight. I'm sure that I'm quicker. But it's not pace that does the job for him. It is his guile, his accuracy,
Stunning bowler.
cunning, absolutely cunning. I would not put it past him to end this match in this over.
Yes, he's a wicket taker. I've seen him around the US circuit for quite a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, very smart bowler.
There's that delivery, floating all the way up there, teasing
Yep.
Keon Joseph. Let's imagine left armor over the wickets. Oh, look at that delivery. What? How did that miss? Oh, look at that. Good strong throw from backward point, not in time. It's a good start here for Fantasy Madrid. Question to be asked is, do they choose to go after these runs and, nothing ventured, nothing gained, or do they treat it like batting practice the rest of the way? Oh, look at that brilliant piece of work. Very quick with the gloves, whips the bails off. That is going to be a really good piece of stumping. Of course, the back foot was in the crease, so it's not dismissed, but good glove work that time by the keeper. Rasdeep Darbar. There it goes again. Past that outside edge. He's bowling cutters, it looks like. Look at this. Look at how quick he is with that glove work. Absolutely brilliant. Couple of dots after that single. Last two balls coming up here in over number 14. Worked into that square leg area for a single. So, Vinod Mamchan, if you are the management slash coach of the Samp Army, what are you trying to accomplish the rest of the way?
I think you never give up in games like this. You always try to see how close you can get to the opposition total. In this case, they may need an Uber to call an Uber to get close to that target. But you need to get as close as possible because later on, I mean, this is the last round of the preliminary.
Mhm.
But net run rate always plays a part. So you don't want to just give up. You just don't want. He's gone stumped. Fanny
Oh
strikes.
my goodness.
Joseph falling over and the Fanny Samadre has struck.
Rajdeep Darbar is so quick behind the stumps. I missed it live, but look at this on the replay.
Mm. Well, he had time. The wicketkeeper. Wow, it was not as brisk as you would have thought. The wicketkeeper had enough time to go home, have a shower, come back and stump it. A man coming in is Liam Mamchan, a man who has made number 11 his spot for Trinidad and Tobago on the 19. That's his spot, number 11.
I will not have you talk about that man like that. I don't care if you are his father. So talk about his injury because he had a knee injury last year.
Yeah, he had a knee injury and he has been fighting a lower back injury.
Mm,
I think they've aligned him properly now,
okay.
so it's just about gaining the level of fitness now that he would want and to just continue bowling overs.
Mhm.
Just having a conversation with Courtney Ambrose, who's a dear friend of mine, and all Ambrose was telling him all he needs to do is to run. Well, he's running there now, up to the striker's end. I'll give you a funny story with Liam Mamchan playing for Trinidad and Tobago against the Leeward Islands in under 15 play
Mhm.
at the point in time. Trinidad and Tobago required 5 runs of the final over, and in walks Mr. Mamchan. He gets a single of the first delivery, and the number 10, who was on at the time, shoulder and arms, 4 deliveries in the final over. Renato Tobago lost the match.
Did he know it was the final over?
Heck, that's the 50th over of the game.
So why is he shouldering arms?
All 4 deliveries. And Leah was at the non-strikers there in horror. Actually, we can actually laugh at it now,
Yeah,
but
I would imagine you were furious.
at a point in time, Liam fell to the ground,
Right?
almost crying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the passion
Sure,
you
sure.
have when you represent your country.
U15, no less.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And the guy shouldered an arm.
Would I like to have
Very
an explanation of
theatrical fashion.
that? Courtney Walsh style.
Yes.
In the air, and that is the end of the game. Amino Alfonso takes it down low, one down earlier, but takes it here. And
59 all out, and that's it.
wow,
It's all over. By the shouting, Liam Mamchan will tell you, though, that he has done wonders for his batting average
absolutely
with that
brilliant
one
stuff.
not out.
One not out. The not out is what matters. The margin of victory is 122 runs.
181 after 20 overs, just to recap. And of course, Sampami, 59 all out. My dear friend from Kingston in Jamaica will now go through the score.
Well, it is not going to make for pleasant reading if you're the Samp Army fans. Chandapal Hemorrhage, his wicket started the downfall. 2 from 8. Deepak Kumar Patel, 10 from 10. Nasir Khan, 5 from 5. Mohammad Usman, 16 from 12. And then some scores that the middle order will not be happy with. Jonathan Fu scored as many runs as I did. Aaron Jones, 1. Shadlev and Skalkovic, 4. Rajnanan, 10. Jaidev Patel, 4. Keon Joseph, 2. But the bright shining star at the bottom of that lineup, Liam Mamchan with a brilliant one not out.
Yeah, but before you go there, if I can just go back to the lower order, I think that is a big part of the problem. And if I can just recap the score, you swear that it's an international dialing code. It's 014100421. It's as if they're calling Ritesh Patel, who's in Dubai at the moment, to tell him what happened. Let's go through the polling figures. 3 for 8. Ansh Patel, he was absolutely brilliant. He got the final wicket. 3 for 2. Amila Aponzo. Wow. 2 for 22. Stephen Taylor, who, in my opinion, is the man of the match. And of course, the Fani Simadri. It's almost as if this man gets a wicket in his sleep. 1 for 2 of 1. It means he has now taken 9 wickets in this tournament and has conceded 6 runs. I leave you with that, Brian. We take, yeah, as you can see there, we take a short break now and stay tuned though. We have Roshni Chasmawala with some very interesting interviews coming up.
Welcome to the post-match presentation of Atlanta Fire versus Samp Army, where Atlanta Fire have beaten Sam Barney by a huge margin. Join with me is the owner of Atlanta Fire, Hassan Darik. I would like to call the player of the match, Stephen Taylor, please. Stephen, huge win. You guys going undefeated into the business end of the tournament. How does it feel?
It feels good. The team is gelling nice together, and we're just playing good cricket.
And talk about your performance, 65 runs opening and then 2 wickets as well. A brilliant performance with you as skipper, but especially the way the team was there. I mean, the way they batted and especially the way that they were bowling and fielding. I mean, some spectacular catches out there.
For sure. I played good today. I was feeling good. The team plan was literally just try and get through that power play because we know that it's going to be a little sticky up front. So once we get through that, and the wicket will get better to play on.
And thoughts going into the playoffs. I think you still have to see, where the standings will be because I think the top two make it straight to the semis. But kind of how are you guys going to rest up for that?
Well, I know for sure it is what the top three goes to another pool, then top two goes through semis. So we're yet to know if we're going through as yet. So we're just still here looking and waiting for a chance to play good cricket.
Great performance, undefeated so far, and all the best for the rest. Thank you. That was Stephen Taylor with us. Atlanta Fire have won this game. So are we planning to do some of the interviews right now? Or?
Yes, I believe so. I knew what I would have fun with. I knew what I would have fun.
Matches are never real hard working.
No, but Billy Joe was ready cussing more. Well, he's cussed more plenty thing, but he was ready. He was ready cussing more that yesterday. Boy.
Come in the shit.
Yeah.